And we are recording.
All right. In that case, who wants to volunteer to do the recap?
I never get to do the recap.
Okay. Thanks for volunteering.
You're welcome. Okay, so last time we thought we were all going to be cool badasses and save, air quotes, Agnes. It's like Agnes is not Agnes. Agnes is Briar, and Briar is a vampire type. Was like, yeah, no, fuck the church.
Fuck the church.
Exactly. And we were very confused babies for like all of it. Because we're like, the fuck is going on? She's like, oh yeah, no, this is actually the real thing. We're just like, what? Still slightly don't know what the fuck's going on. Decided to torture the shit out of some of the church leaders to get answers so that the dude that we're gonna make fall for it all can get absolutely fucked over. And he called me a stupid water bitch. So that's about where we left off. With some colorful threats as well.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you were gonna cut off his leg and waterboard him with his own blood.
Exactly. I said some colorful threats.
I missed that part. I'm asleep on a bench somewhere.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the garden. I specified in the garden.
Yep. On the nice benches that they have in the garden. It's a nice garden. All right. Yeah, we will pick back up with you guys continuing your torture on these quote unquote poor, quote unquote innocent people.
Innocent. That's hilarious.
I know, right? A good tweet.
Yes, the poor innocent priests.
Windows, what the fuck, dude?
Is it prompting you to update?
Yeah, but you know what's stupid? Is when I was having issues with my headphones, I even checked for updates, and it literally said there was no fucking updates.
They're probably just released.
Fucking bitch. So sorry. So yeah, that's me. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm so sorry.
No, that sounds about right.
No, Sam.
It's alright, I never know what's going on, especially the last 2 sessions.
That's fair.
See, Joey. Darkalion just gotta fake it like me.
See, the problem
You're
is
asleep on a bench.
the righteous anger doesn't exist today. There's just tired Krista.
Decided to change our mission log. One of our missions is now fuck the church. Interpret that how you will.
I mean, didn't we just do that?
I think we're kind of in the process of.
We're in the
we just
process
began.
Yeah, that's still in the process of.
Yeah. It's like how...
I'm not going to continue this analogy further.
We're still foreplaying the church.
There it is.
It's like how...
See, sometimes Mike and I have the same brain, and I hate it. Get out of my head.
But I live here!
You better fucking not.
I was expecting a hard mic to follow the get out of my head.
Give it time. We'll say it naturally at some point.
Nah, I ain't got no lemonade.
Like I said, give it time.
So we continuing bleeding this man from his leg?
I mean, Chris is about to talk to you guys. Kept interrupting her.
Anyways, me not here.
You are not here. I don't even know how I want to word this. Rava. Okay, let's start this. As like Atramir holds this, I have no idea who the fuck this dude is anymore. By the way, I don't remember who he is.
Wallace.
Sure,
This is
Wallace.
He is the one that's technically the least guilty.
He's the least guilty, but he's the scapegoat for all this shit. So
Yeah. He's the one that Briar wants alive.
Yep.
It just so happened that he was on the corner of fuck around and find out.
And
Yeah.
whole.
I remember correct.
Alive does not mean whole.
Leighton is dead, I believe.
Yes.
Whichever one was the bookie.
Yeah.
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 Um,
Leighton's dead. Wallace is definitely uncomfortable.
And then-
Terrence, Quentin, and Hawthorne are all still unconscious.
Correct.
As
Yeah.
Atramir like holds this dude's leg, Rava will take out her dagger and just kind of like point at him and be like, "I'm really tired. Why do people try me when I'm tired?" And like hold his leg like right above his knee. Did I say that?
Sure.
Chris is having a very rough time right now, so excuse me.
You good?
And she goes to, she like upswings like she's gonna start like slicing down, and she
She like
just
winces.
pauses and like seems to just exhale and just seems to. She looks like she kind of deflates, and Sheila's just like lets go and steps back and goes, "Watch my shit," and just walks out and sits on the edge of the fountain. Yeah. It's very anticlimactic, my friends, but
Is this the fountain that I'm sleeping nearby?
probably.
I'm assuming the fountain's in the garden.
I mean, there's probably several fucking
There's
fancy
several.
fountains.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's just gonna like sit on the edge of the fountain for a second before like flopping back into the water and like I guess I want to say screaming, but it's more of just letting out a shit ton of air bubbles and letting out some anger. But like all you can really see above the water is like her feet and legs. She's just
Yeah, surprisingly, the fountain, as you like fall back into it, it doesn't appear very deep, and then you just like fall into it. Like you would be drowning if you couldn't breathe underwater.
She just kind of accepts this and
As
just kind of
you, like,
lays there.
Sink down like 10 feet underwater.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's another fountain in this world that has a false bottom.
Aha! He gets it.
I'm starting
yeah,
to
watch
sense a
me fucking
theme.
It's just every fountain.
Yes, at this point, it has been every fountain.
There's just some fountain maker
Oh my
out
god, let me
there.
see
It's
what
like,
I'm doing.
But what if deeper?
You got a 6.
Okay.
That's
What
a
is the
fountain.
6
It's deep. That's it.
Listen, she a very angry small bean right now, so she don't know shit.
Oh, that's fair.
Josh,
Yeah, no,
question.
she's. I'll just.
Ryan, answer.
I forget the last high priest name. I have Hawthorne, Terrence, Leighton, and Wallace.
The
Quentin.
last one is Quentin. Yep.
Quentin. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Quentin was the torturer.
Makes sense why you don't remember him.
Okay, I remember everyone else.
Cool beans. Just for your
Thank-
quest log.
Yeah, it's important people of the Catholic Church and then strike through Church of the Martyr.
Fair. Okay. So yeah, while Rava does that, what's everybody else doing as she just kind of storms out in a quick pace?
Me do doctor stuff.
We waterboarding this guy or what?
Nothing to get out of him. Just leave him.
Well, we weren't trying to get anything out of him. We were trying to torture him. Just because.
We'll have plenty to do for the other three.
Weren't you getting blood out of him?
Besides, I need him alive, so don't want to ruin him too much. Keep waiting for one of the other three to wake up.
Well, while we're here and we have him alive, I want to do another test.
It's been about 20 minutes since they woke up. So you've got about another 40 before the next one.
I'm gonna just like look to the others like, do I still need to keep holding this man's leg?
You can let
I
it
think-
go. And I walk
think
behind him and I
now.
wrap my arm around his neck and start squeezing to choke him out.
Okay.
And I suffocate. I just sit there and just hold it until whatever
Yeah,
happens.
You go up and you just wrap your arm around him and you start choking him. And he just like looks over at Etchemir. It's like, is this hug supposed to make me as uncomfortable as it is? Just clear speech, not impeded at all.
Yep, good test. He's all yours. I'll stop choking him and walk away.
This is like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give Wallace a look of confusion as well. It's like, I don't fucking know what the fuck that was either.
Thought you were torturing me, not comforting me.
Out of character, you do remember why I was doing tests, right?
Yeah, so this is, but it would surprise Actually to a degree where it's just like, why the fuck is he hugging me?
But at what cost?
It wasn't a hug, it was a choke. That failed because... You know what, never mind.
Yeah, because you can't murder anybody, I get it.
Murder! So yeah, unless anybody's doing anything. 40 minutes later.
As long as Wallace stays quiet.
I mean, yeah, he's not gonna fight you guys at this point.
Yeah, just sort of like find somewhere to sit down and just like turn to Briar and be like, alright, so we just waiting for the others?
So you have something else you need to go do in here.
Not really, you told me not to steal anything.
Then yeah, we're just waiting for the others.
All right, and 40 minutes later, both Terrence and Quentin wake up.
Oh, yay, 2 for 1.
A twofer. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's on my other thing. Hang on. That's not what I'm looking for. This is. You said it was Quentin and who?
Terrence.
Terrence, right.
So you got the money man and the fucked up dude.
And Torture Man.
Yep.
Money man and torture man. These sound like really weird Mega Man villains.
Money Man. Torture Man. Boring Man.
Who do you have to fight first in order to get the weapon that's strong against Torture Man? He's already got nothing to lose.
Money.
Mercy Man.
Mercy.
Mercy Man.
He's like an undead in previous editions. He's harmed by healing magic.
Oh god.
And he's healed by harming magic.
Yes. It was back when cure and inflict wounds had intensities.
I like the note for Terrence. Also, he gonna die.
Also, he gonna die.
He's gonna.
I actually had to look up the strike through because I wanted to put the Catholic Church across the strike through.
Important people of the Catholic Church. This is the Church of the Martyr.
Like, no, wait, wrong reality.
So anyway, yeah, Terrence and Quentin wake up. They're like super out of it and groggy. They don't really notice what's going on around them and the fact that Layton's dead.
I definitely drag Leighton, who's still tied in his chair. I just drag the chair over in front of them. Pop
Definitely
his dead
don't
body.
notice the danger they're in.
Yeah, just prop Leighton's dead body in clear view of them.
Yeah, and she just like puts both of her arms on like the back, like the top of the chair, and just sort of like puts her head there and just waits.
Yeah. Terrence is the first one to come to, and he's just like, huh? Huh?
Crazy girl.
Scream.
Huh? Huh? Ah!
Oh!
Ashley!
God damn it.
You cannot escape it.
So nice of you to join us, Terrence.
Mr. Truman.
Is he dead?
I just sort of like push his head, so it just kind of does some like lolling back and forth. I don't know, you tell me.
Was that in character just, am I going to die?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're not as lucky as Wallace over here, who gets to live. I mean, it'll be in prison and it's not going to be fun, but...
I can't decide which is worse.
Living or dying? Or both?
Pretty much.
You have a very simple choice ahead of you, Terrence. We went through your office and found everything there was to find in there, at least we think. So if you tell me that that's everything, and you're telling the truth, I'll make your death a lot quicker.
I'll just saddle up behind him. And just be like, crack the knuckles a little bit and be like, alright. Just tell us what we want to hear.
What do you want to know?
I want to know if all the paperwork and all the money trails and everything that we found in your office is everything I need to know.
All the records were there, assuming you took all of them.
Is there anything else, anywhere else, I need to know about?
No, it was all stored there.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check. Seems to be telling the truth.
Oh, hang on, that was Nestor's. This is mine. Oh,
Seems to be
solid.
telling the truth.
Even better.
He is without a doubt telling you the truth.
Just gonna gently put my hands on his jaw and neck. Like, all right, is that everything?
You're not snapping his neck, just
Not yet.
there's a way we do things. It's not snapping the neck.
God damn it! Take all the fun out.
Yeah, he's just like staring at your hands, just like wide-eyed.
As I basically engulf him entirely.
Yeah. He stares at Ashman's hands and just, I think I peed a little.
Really? Ah, you take all the fun out. We'll do it your way.
Yes, we will. Besides, I need to wait for the other one to come too. He's waking up, but he's not quite there yet.
Quentin's like, now realizing the situation, is just like staring in disbelief. What's going on?
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. He's a coherent.
And I'll get up, walk over, spin Terrence's chair a little bit, so he's facing Quentin, and then I'll do what I did to Leighton, which is rip out his throat with my teeth.
Terrence?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Crunch.
Yep, you do so. He dead.
And I keep a little bit of like his fleshy bit in my mouth, and I spit it
Hold
onto
on.
Quentin.
Must be updated.
He's like, ah! We've been had! Run! And he
Okay,
tries
it's
to
up.
get up, and
It's updated.
he tries to get up, and it fails. It's like, fuck!
Yeah, you are tied down, you dimwit.
Not very smart.
Ah!
Ah!
I'll look over at Atramil and I'll be like, this one, go to town. Look over at Darkelly and I'm like, you might want to help keep that one alive as long as you
Yeah.
can.
I mean, so do we want to go for? Do we want to start at hand and then work our way up?
I mean, what's the end goal for him? Torture or death?
Oh no, this one's torture. This one is torture for as long as you can possibly make it last.
Okay, so start with the toes. Remove one into each individually. Then the fingers.
All right. Good thing I got a crowbar.
And take your time. Don't rush it.
Fucking
You want him to
Crowbar?
make him-
toes
You
off.
want it to make it
Yeah.
last.
Fucking nails off with a crowbar.
Oh my gosh. What the fuck? How fucking big are this man's toes that you need a crowbar to
Yeah,
do this?
that's even
They're
better.
not that big.
Remove the fingernails and toenails first, then remove the digits. That's twice the torture. Beautiful.
To be fair, I have ethics. We want to fuck him up.
Oh, and just don't let him die. He gets the same as these two.
All right. So basically, I'll just take one strike at his feet.
You're going for the toenail.
Basically, he'll just take a crowbar and just straight down into the foot.
Oh, into the
Oh,
foot.
Jesus, Nestor! We said
Just-
remove a toenail, and you're just gonna
Yeah, just
impale his
completely
foot.
ignore everything I said. That's fine.
Oh, God.
All right, yeah, you slam the crowbar into his foot, and he passes out from the pain.
Yeah.
Briar
Just
just
collapse.
like,
Just
Any-
collapse the arch of the foot.
Any damage we do to him is gonna pass him out anyway. Spence does not have a lot of HP.
I think pulling off his toenails and fingernails would not have been as bad. She's just like rubbing her head like,
And I
We're
can only
idiots,
heal-
but we're
I can
your
only heal him up
idiots.
so many more times. I only have so many key points.
Aware. I'm aware. We're only like 4th level.
Yes, I know. So now I have one more key point.
Because we did it to the other guy earlier.
Yeah, you do that immediately. Darkalion does his hands of healing, and Quinn's like, ah! Fuck!
I just like give the crowbar a small twist in his foot since it's still in there. Just like
Yeah.
tiny though. Just like a, hey, look, this is still in your toe.
Yeah, this is still there.
Yeah, he ouchie. He screams in pain. I'm not gonna keep screaming. It's hurting my voice.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Ouchie.
I was expecting you to actually scream, Josh.
Can one of you run down to Edward and get a needle?
I'm gonna be like, who can cover more distance? Because I am
On
not
it.
built for speed.
And like thread too, please, thanks.
And I go to find wherever Edward went.
He told us he went back to go help the humans, the regular people, to remove the
okay.
stitching from the children.
So Briar could probably figure out where. Briar probably.
Yeah, I
knows where
point you in that direction. I mean,
Okay. Then
you
I head
technically
that
went there.
direction.
After we left the vault, we went over there when we went to see my parents, so you know where to go.
Yeah, you know the way.
Okay, I will head there and get the needle and thread.
Why?
I'm assuming she's going to sew his mouth shut or something worse. I don't know.
Poor Edward.
Poor Edward. It's just like, I'm a doctor. I was gonna help.
Yeah, I know. It makes me sick to my stomach, too.
Yeah. Just hands it off and just tell her to keep it. I don't want anything that's had that business conducted with it.
Ugh.
All right, thank you. And I will take it and head back. And I will bring it to Briar.
I just had fun flexing the crowbar in Quentin's foot while waiting for Tarkalion to come back.
Honestly, I think I've mostly just been holding him down for you.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
No, sweet.
I just handed it to you.
Oh, sorry. Now, before we move on, do you have anything you want to share?
Or do you want me to step on the crowbar to get you to speak?
No, just won't be able to speak if you're moving the crowbar. He'll just scream.
Fuck off.
Are those really going to be your very last words? Nothing else you want to add?
Die in hell, you bitch.
Only if you'll greet me there.
I like how
I
he's just
jab
so
a needle through his
tired.
lip.
I will hold his mouth shut for you. So he can't move. Make it so he can't resist as much.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, you have to fight him, but you get it done. I think it's not like you're not gonna get to it. He's restrained there.
We just take our times. We still gotta wait for Hawthorne to wake up, so
Yeah.
I overstitch, aggressively overstitch back and forth.
This is how we know that Briar has proficiency in like knitting.
He doesn't. It's a terrible job.
Oof.
Surprised he's not making you roll a performance check.
I'm not trying to do a good job, so I mean,
Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. Just sewing the
Yep.
mouth shut. That's it.
If anything, I think she's intentionally botching it.
oh yeah, it is terrible. It's like freaking scarecrow horror movie. Bad.
Just stab. Oh no, that angle's wrong. Stab. No.
That one's
stab.
wrong too. Let me try again. Stab, 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 stab. She just gives him like an aggressive pat on the side of the face, and she's like, "Look, we match." And then I proceed to take this needle and poke it underneath his fingernails.
Ooh, fair. Ouchie.
Fuck you, Tori.
I know, it gave me the heebie-jeebies just saying it. Trying to think if there's any other fun torture I want to do while I'm waiting.
I mean, just let it all out.
See, incognito mode, how to torture.
See, all I know is the modern method.
Well,
Usually-
you see, if you build a like basically like a hurdle out of wood, and you just tie weights to his legs, he'll saw himself in half.
We don't got time for that.
Or you could always do the one of the tortures I saw in a James Bond flick. Take a chair, cut out the bottom, strip him naked.
Oh, I saw that. I remember that one.
You know the scene,
Oh,
Casino
yep.
Royale. Yeah, that's all you need.
So brutal.
That
That
is
one was so.
Pure pain.
Anyways,
I'm not even a guy, but I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah, it made me flinch first time I saw that. Anybody not know what we're referring to, or are you all good?
I don't know, and I don't really want to know.
You don't need to
Fair
know.
enough.
Think
Think of it as ball torture.
Oh God, why'd you have to remind me of that scene? It's so awful. And Daniel Craig does such a good job at it too.
Yes, he did. Anyway,
To the left! To the left!
Harder. Oh God.
See, sadly, all I can think of are modern methods, and we don't have a car battery or a bucket of water.
We don't have a battery yet. No, that's not something readily available in this sort of era. I don't think.
the man that we know who could possibly make one is sleeping in the fucking garden.
Yeah. Ooh, I can poke his eyes with the needle.
Oh.
Hey, Tori!
I know, I'm
No fucking
sorry.
thank you.
Sorry.
Or you could sew his eyes shut.
That is an
Nah,
option.
that's not as fun.
It is an
Mm.
option.
You can sew his eyes open.
Correct.
Also
That's
an option.
awful. And I will do it. Or at least I will try.
So one eye open and one eye shut, because fuck you.
Well, you at
I'm
least
a pirate.
You at least have him well restrained with the half orc that's just grasping his head like a grapefruit.
So yeah, you torture him for an hour.
Yep, basically. That's essentially what Patramir and I guess Derkalion, if he's into it, we do.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Nice.
And then Hawthorne wakes up.
Oh, awesome. I do a similar thing. I like drag Quentin's chair over and plop it in front of Hawthorne, sort of sit on the arm of the chair. Just like, congratulations. You're the last one.
Ah!
Do you have any parting words for Quentin here?
Nice, Krista. So you got attention.
He looks at
That's
Quinn
all
and
I
just
could
like,
think about when you said this.
you are a martyr for the cause.
As soon as he started speaking, I ripped out his throat.
Oof.
Not Hawthorne's, Quentin's.
Yeah, I figured.
I just sort of look over at Hawthorne and I'm like, I don't think he heard you.
Really?
And I just like glance over to like Terrence and Leighton and I'm like, I don't think they heard you either.
Man, if only Edward didn't have morals, we could just raise the other three and have them kill Hawthorne.
Oh my god. It'd be so extra.
So you've killed them, but you left Wallace alive.
Of course, I need a scapegoat.
Why Wallace?
Just sort of look over at Wallace and look back at Hawthorne and I'm like, do you need examples?
More just reasons.
I just again look over at Wallace and look back at Hawthorne and I'm like, I just like wave my hand in his general like up and down like that's the reason.
Alright, fair.
Like, okay, yeah, he's a little bitch. You know how long I've waited for this day.
No, not really.
Been a while. It has been a while, and let me tell you, it was just took so much willpower on my part when I came back, crying and being so sad and so lost and begging for your help not to kill you right there. But men, show them enough attention, make them feel like they're the most important thing and the only one who can save you. And you'll have them eating out of the palm of your hand. Did you enjoy the intention? Did it make you feel special? Like you were needed?
He doesn't respond to you.
Does he look angry?
Not really.
You know, the less you talk, the more you're going to end up like Quentin here.
If you're gonna kill me, just do it.
Where's the fun in that? We've had so much time together, Hawthorne. You don't want to, you know, relive the memories, the good old days before you go.
Not really.
I do. And she puts her hand on top of his and slowly pushes the needle under his fingers, too.
Ooh.
Ah!
Yeah, he screams in pain.
Yes. Yes. Suck it, evil character I created. Suck it.
Haha!
Vindication. Kinda. How about now?
You're weak.
Snap one of his fingers backwards.
Oh yeah, he screams real good at that one.
No, try again. You're so close.
We should have left you to die.
I mean, you did leave me to die. You never came back. I came back on my own. So, wrong again. I'm gonna kick him in the stomach.
Fair?
Gosh, and to think before I looked up to you. Really is a shame when you see your heroes for what they actually are. Nothing but sad, small, pathetic men. Such a shame. Yes, really, Hawthorne. I just want me to be the very last thing you see before I send you off with your friends here. So that you'll know that the martyr will forever know what kind of person you are when I send you to the afterlife.
Yeah, he just remains quiet.
If you touch his finger, he'll scream again.
Move the finger back into place.
Yeah, it'll still fucking hurt.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny hearing you say this, and then you immediately be like, "Oh god."
I know. I'm just like, because I'm just imagining it. And I'm like, gross. Somehow I thought this was going to be more, I don't know, freeing in some way, but honestly, you're just so you're just nothing. You're just so inconsequential that you just don't even matter anymore. How does that make you feel? To know that every single thing you built is just going to be gone.
You're an idiot if you think you can get rid of the church.
I don't think I'll ever fully get rid of it. But luckily, I'm going to live for a very, very long time. And so nothing like this will ever happen again. People can believe in the martyr or the bleeder or whatever iteration of it they choose. But this, what you have built, will be gone. So I guess that's something I can look forward to.
It isn't that easy. We're
Oh,
wedded so far into society, you'll never get rid of it.
But you see, I now have access to a lot of money and a lot of secrets. And both of those things equal a lot of power. So I'm sure with just enough pushing and just enough shoving, it should be fine. And she's just gonna like lean really close and like grab his face with her hand. Just sort of like squeeze it and get real close. And she's gonna be like, may your soul know not a single moment's rest nor a single moment's peace.
He spits in your face.
And I rip out his throat.
Fair.
And then I stab my glaive through his chest because fuck him.
Fair. Overkill.
Fatality.
Headshot.
I don't know if it's fatality. We didn't see any internal organs.
Bone shattering.
I can go get some if you want.
I am with children right now. Please don't.
It's more of a brutality.
The last thing we need to do is traumatize these children more than they already have been.
That's fair.
Hmm.
I just look over. I'm like, oh, right, Wallace. I forgot you were there.
Real quick before you get back into it, at some point during this, Robert gets out and just goes to find Edward. Well, she knows where he is, but like, go to sit with calmer people.
Away from the bloody massacre.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was already away from it anyways, but
Yes, but she was close enough that she was still mad.
fair.
Sometimes you have to move yourself completely from a situation.
Fair.
You talk to him when you get over there?
Not at the moment, just more of a... Alright, I'm here, I'm away from it, he's doing things. Cool.
Acknowledge presence, nothing more.
You're like, look, kids, I'm blue.
Honestly. I'm sure they're like, whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
I'm just picturing it's like the alien from Toy Story. Just,
The
whoa!
claw.
The
listen, kids are a great way to chill
claw.
out when you think about murdering someone, because like you can't murder in front of small children. It just makes you hard.
Fair.
I mean, that's a personal preference. But yeah.
It is a personal
Normally.
preference.
The claw.
Anyways,
The chairs that the 4 dead priests are on, well, I guess Wallace is technically on one too. Are they made of wood?
Yep.
Oh, solid. Ashmere, help me bunch them all together.
Burn the witch.
Oh, and actually, tell me, check and see if they have any stuff.
If they have any what?
I want to just see if they have anything on their persons of interest.
Make an investigation check.
Oh. Ashmere, can you help? Or Darkelian, can you help? Are either of you proficient in investigation?
no.
I guess we'll never know. Okay.
Is that the dot filled in to the left means?
Yes.
Okay. then
Proficient.
yes.
Oh, sick. Can Darkelian help me? Check their bodies?
Sure.
Okay, then roll with advantage.
Ooh.
Alright. You don't find anything of value.
Ah, okay. My stuff is in this room, right? From pre-getting tortured.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, sweet. That means I have Molotov cocktail supplies. Yeah, I essentially put these homies like all squished together and light them on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, easily doable.
Nice. And I let Wallace watch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Oh. This is a clean, closed room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
That gets bad fast.
Yeah, it's gonna be smelly.
And smoky.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the
And skeletons. Wait.
as
I mean,
the whole room fills with the smell of burning flesh and the sight of smoke. Everybody can go ahead and make a perception check.
You thought old
In
people
the
smell. You thought old people smell was bad. What about burning old
Oh.
people smell?
I'm too busy watching these homies burn.
The real question. Is
I
it
think-
Nestor? Nestor?
I was gonna say, I think Nestor might have nestered.
No,
No.
he's there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Roll perception.
Rolling.
Hey,
Saved my fridge.
Alright.
maybe.
So, Atramiri, you notice
Mhm.
as they're all burning, something moving in the fire before it just, like, basically with the movement of the smoke, raises up through the ceiling and causing a massive hole to appear in the roof.
Oh.
Like a creature? Or like an entity?
Well, I mean, that doesn't really separate. The answer is
It
yes.
sounds like, wait a minute.
A creature
Yes,
is an
to
entity.
which both.
I mean, I try to broaden it so it's get the constructs, aberrations. But
I think he's
Well, a
more,
creature is-
yeah. Like, are we talking more like animalistic or more like spooky?
yeah.
Who knows?
Cool.
All he saw was movement, not any
Movement.
defining characteristics.
Movement, crash, hole.
How big of a hole did this thing make? Because I assume we noticed a hole
Oh
in
yeah,
the ceiling.
you notice the hole as soon as it appears, because suddenly there's a big crash in the room,
Yeah.
and as
Oh,
you
hey,
look up, with the
ventilation.
falling debris, which lands crushing the remainder of what was there.
Nice.
I was half hoping it would crush Wallace.
Could you imagine?
Just be like, fuck you!
Part of it narrowly avoids Wallace. He's just off to the side enough.
Yeah. I mean, we tried to back away from the
Yeah.
burning pyre, so.
Yep.
It
gets close, but doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
Like a good cluster, like pops him in the foot and probably fractures a bone.
Yeah.
I think
it's a large hole.
Oh.
just look to the others, be like, I think we should be concerned.
I tell you that. Wait, what happened? Why is there a hole in the ceiling?
Something just got out.
Well, I can tell you that I was not expecting. I don't
For
think
us
I was
to-
warned about that, so.
About, defiling a church and, unleashing whatever entity decided to, come out and play.
I mean, didn't so much defile the church, we defiled the defilers. We should probably go get the others.
Probably.
I'm just saying, technically, because this all happened in the church, we are defiling the church. Just saying. I mean,
Semantics.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the martyr's gonna be very happy about it. But,
Have I, like, during my time in both the Order and with the Church, have I ever read or heard about anything history-wise that, like, the Church of the Martyrs Thirst was, like, connected some way with an entity of some kind?
Nope, just the martyr.
Oh, okay, I don't know, weird.
Just the martyr and his cousin, Marty.
wow.
Alright, well, I guess since the falling debris, it put out
He's
the fire.
just accident prone.
Just, like,
It crushed
covered
the
up-
corpses, I think.
Yeah, I crushed the corpses and put out the fire.
Nice, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about the place burning down, so.
You don't suppose burning
As
the
smoke slowly
corpses.
dissipates.
You don't suppose burning the corpses of like some angry priests that were killed in revenge would unleash anything on us, would it?
Well, if it did, and it's something evil, luckily, that's still within my wheelhouse, so I guess we'll figure that out if that ends up being an issue. But we should really go get the others.
Alright.
I'm also so tired. I need a drink. Their blood is just so gross.
I can only imagine. Okay, to the others.
Oh yeah, I guess we technically have to untie Wallace from the chair, but then we just tie him while he's standing so that he can walk.
I'm
Don't
just waiting for you guys to leave him there.
No, I don't leave him there, and I don't
I
drag
mean,
So
him
he-
here.
so he can walk on his
probably just
busted
drag the
foot.
chair along with him.
That's also
That's
true.
also true.
But yeah, no, we make him walk. Good thing we didn't cut off his leg. Gives him a
Yeah.
pat on the shoulder.
Yeah, he seems pretty confused.
Should we gag him just in case?
I'll just rip off some cloth from my sleeve and just shove it in his mouth.
Fair.
Open up.
What? Wait. I thought we sewed his mouth shut.
No, that was
Am I thinking
Clinton.
okay. All these
That was
Wallace-
Torture Man.
mixed up together.
Wallace has only had like a couple fingers broken,
Yeah.
Wallace is just a
and
baby
then
back bitch.
and then fixed.
And then the threat of waterboarding with his own blood.
Correct.
Hatchmere, wait here in the main room. I don't want to bring him all the way over.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's
Good.
restraining him, other than the restraint.
I mean, you don't need to really restrain him when he's being restrained by restraints. You just have to make sure he doesn't run away, which I think you can handle.
Yeah.
He'd probably trip over the first rock anyways. Look at him.
Meanwhile, just holding
He's
him
just
down.
been limping the whole time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this man's not running anywhere. I'm gonna go find, well, I know Edward's there. I don't know Rob is there technically, so I go find
You
Edward.
basically have to like hold him up on your own because he is not one to stand very well right now.
Yeah, you're not restraining him. You're assisting him.
It's like that scene from Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Terry's holding Jake like a bag of grapes.
Yes, basically.
It's like, do I really
go-
weigh nothing to you?
Look for Edward in the human living quarters. Or, well, the living quarters are in humans.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to find him.
Yeah. He definitely doesn't look like the rest of them, that's for sure. Everyone else is pretty much dressed the same.
Correct.
I try and
I'm also-
wipe some of the blood off my mouth before
I'm
I
also
get there.
probably a standard measure more pale than even the most pale of them.
You ready? We're done.
I assume I have finished with the kids a while ago at this point.
Yeah, it's been like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, Rava. This is where you went. You ready?
Rob is still like dripping water. He's just like hanging out with like little kids poking her like, hi.
Did you go swimming?
Mm.
Yes.
Fair. Are you guys done? We can go now.
Yeah, I've done what I can. None of the kids are bound anymore. Unfortunately, I can't do much for the scars, but
Don't worry,
Where's
they'll
the
be
free?
fine.
One of the kids that's sitting by you just comes over and just goes, "Thanks, Mr. Edward," and just gives you a hug.
Oh!
Edward just kind of
And then stabs you in the back.
yeah.
Back stabs him in the leg more like
Yeah,
it's a child.
actually, yeah. Level 20 assassin rogue automatic crit. I just fucking collapsed.
It was like a gnome all along.
No, he's just a really precocious kid. Kid's been stabbing motherfuckers since he was in the womb.
He's been studying his whole life, his whole 8 years.
All the other kids come over and just form a big group hug.
Aww.
I mean, you joke, but we have at least one child associated with the party who can murder.
Yes, we know. We've talked about it multiple times. How your child is a sociopath. Yeah, just. There's no problem, kids. It's best for you to live your lives unburdened by the constraints of something like this. But I guess maybe that's too much. It's good that you can be kids again.
Briar's just like turned her head to the side and like upwards kind of, and she's like, "I'm not crying, you're crying."
How many kids are there?
About 20.
About 20. Oh,
20 and
boy.
then maybe a kid to the side. You're not sure.
No, there's exactly 20.
Maybe 20.
Okay, there's 20 children. Each one of them is getting a silver.
Oh.
Cute.
All right.
I had 21.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't remember where the other one came from, but
Listen, sometimes you just don't question shit.
yeah.
Do I see my parents in the peoples that are? I'm assuming there's probably more than just the kids hanging out here.
Yeah, your parents would be there.
Oh, okay, cool. Now that I also got my stuff back in that room, I can also go give my parents money. Ryan stole my idea. Hoping that they don't comment on the noticeable amount of blood that is now on me.
No. Like, you can tell they notice it, but they don't comment about it.
Nice. I give them like 50 gold.
Wow.
My parents, man.
That's some sweet gold. Money.
I'm just like,
Yeah, they
what I told
denied
you.
at first. They denied at first, but I'm assuming you pressured them into taking it, so they do.
Oh yeah, I do that thing where I like give them a hug, but like drop it in their pocket.
No, you're taking the fucking money.
Remember everything I told you. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise, okay? I'm sure the guards will be around soon as well to deal with all this.
Sneeze.
Okay. Achoo! Someone in the background, bless you!
Thanks, it's been a rough day.
But yeah, the guards will be around to deal with the situation, and I'll probably be back tomorrow to make sure everything's good. I give him a hug again and then head out with my squad.
Alright.
As we're walking back to the main lobby part, I'll look over at Edward, like, thank you for that.
For, I'm assuming the children.
Yes, the children.
I wasn't going to just leave them.
I mean, I wasn't also. My plan was not to leave them like that either.
Yeah. It was better for me to do that than bear witness to whatever you had to do. I
There's no
understand
shame
it.
in that.
I understand it was done for a reason, but I'm sure you understand why I don't exactly condone the action.
Of course, I hold nothing against you. Anybody know where K2 went?
From here, you can see him passed out on the bench in the park.
I figure it's not like a neat path. He's like sprawled out on the fucking
Yeah.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
like
you see his
full of
leg
this,
like sticking up over the back of the bench.
He's like face down on it and just fucking like you got thrown in there and just passed out.
Ashmere, are you good to deal with this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could go over to K2 and just like poke him.
Just keep holding him in place.
Give him a shake. K2.
5 more minutes.
You can 5 more minutes back at the tavern. Get up.
5 minutes.
Josh, how long have I been sleeping? How many hours of torture did they do?
Like
It's been about 4 hours.
4
it's like-
hours.
That's a toasty nap.
yeah, I was gonna say you got more than
You
a
got
short
short
rest
rest.
in. You got multiple short rests in there.
I was going for long rest.
Ooh, well,
That's why
sorry.
I'm unconscious.
Sorry, sir. Not enough torture to go around.
Can't you just like carry me or something?
Just fucking throw him over the shoulder of Atramir.
Could I carry K2?
Probably.
Probably.
He ain't that. He ain't a big boy.
Okay.
He's small and doesn't wear armor. Like, what?
It,
Oh,
it,
okay,
it,
then, yeah, cool.
It ain't
I'm
like
not
you carry in the
small.
fridge.
Well, you're not exactly large.
He's average human
Yeah.
size.
He's
Yeah.
medium and doesn't wear armor.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, it's not like you're asking me to carry Atramir, right?
Exactly.
In comparison, we're all small.
Let's be real, K2 is about as heavy as a sack of potatoes.
She just is like, do you want the potato sack or the princess?
I resemble that remark.
Those are great options, honestly.
that is a great option.
How else is she gonna do it? There's not really many other options.
We could flip a coin for
Just
it.
drag him, like, what the fuck?
Are you asking him or are you
Oh
asking
yeah!
me?
Oh no,
Okay.
she's asking K2. See if he mumbles something back.
Princess, please.
Alright, potato sack it is.
No.
No, actually,
Briar will pick him up.
Yes.
Fireman's carry him.
Fireman carry, that'd be so uncomfortable. Having to walk
That's
back.
what you meant by potato sack with the fireman carry. Like
Well-
over the shoulder.
I mean, yeah, I guess there's multiple like ways to do the fireman's carry, but yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you could do over the shoulder, across the floor, bridal style.
Pick up K2. Take him back with us. I sort of like look at him as I pass or look at Rava when I'm just like, really? It's like this was the guy back in fucking.
She just kind of nods and goes, he has a very pretty princess.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that was... I'm not gonna lie, he's not very threatening without the skull mask.
Are there still guards outside? It's been so long.
Yeah, the guards have actually just started showing up again. Because they were here, and then they left, and now they're back.
They were like, "All right, time limit's up. We're good."
In my semi-lucid state, I just mumble, the mask wasn't to be scary.
Scary.
Exactly.
Briar's just like, "You don't say."
Yeah, like he finishes a sentence in his head, but all you hear is, man, scary.
Yeah, you are, buddy. Yeah, you
Real
are.
I've definitely done that
terror.
where I'm tired.
Oh, for sure.
Sure you are. Sure.
Do we get any guard contact as we're leaving?
Oh yeah, they walk right past you.
Oh, okay. Oh, they don't
Yeah.
care about us leaving?
They the one that looks to be in charge comes up after.
Okay.
The main group of them leaves and is like, "What you guys doing?"
What do you think we're here doing?
He like looks over at everybody, looks at Wallace, looks at K2, looks back at you. Looks like
Wearing-
you're escorting these fine people to safety.
Of course.
Oh, that's right. I guess we have an injured man, and then we carry Kate. Jesus
Who looks
Christ.
unconscious.
And she
Yeah,
just
of
sort of
course.
like quirks her brow up, and she's like, "I guess. I need you to pass on a message up at the Is it a palace? The castle?
It's a castle.
Yeah, castle. Do you have the authority to deliver a message to the castle?
Well, seeing as I am the head guard, I would hope so.
Sorry, I didn't mean to demean your status.
But, you know.
No offense taken. He seems clearly offended.
She like genuinely like bows her head apologetically a little bit, like, sorry. Could you please inform them that... Did I ever give the order a name? I've only ever called them the order on my character sheet, so I don't think I
Nice.
actually named them. I just realized.
Good job.
The order of the spooky
A
cloak.
solid 10 out of 10. Anyways, I'm gonna say the order, and we'll pretend there's like a name that follows after that, and I'll think of one. But for now, just go with it, I guess. And can you let them know that
Order do extinguish.
the order of Taco Bell? No.
I'm on board.
Yeah, I was like, well, now that's what it's called.
The order of Del Taco.
No, never mind. Josh is now on cardboard. You betrayed him.
Oh Jesus. Then I'll need a meeting. I have some very important information that needs to be passed on.
You got it.
Does this look like this man is going to actually deliver this message, or did he just like brush me off?
I don't know. He seems kind of offended. Make an insight check.
Oh Jesus. Christ. 10.
Yeah, he seems like he's going to deliver the message.
I guess
Oh,
worst
sorry,
case.
hang on.
No.
He seems like he's going to deliver the message.
Nice. All right. Well, here's hoping. Worst case tomorrow, I just get to roll up looking not so disheveled. So maybe that'll help.
And what is this meeting in regards to?
I sort of like in the church we just exited that has a hole in the ceiling and like a bunch of guards are flowing into, and I'm like, I need to discuss with the prominent members of Brand the situation regarding the church.
Sounds important.
Quite.
So I see that you are really, like, glances at Wallace, escorting the high priest to the safest location possible.
I genuinely mean the high priest no harm.
Clearly.
He says,
Technically
looking
not
at the-
lying.
Yeah,
Definitely
I know.
not gonna hurt him anymore.
He says, looking at the high priest who has gone through hell.
Not
No,
really. He's
he-
not that bad.
He does not, like, in his current state, seem like he gives a fuck.
I guess we do have him gagged, which is a little alarming. I just
Yep.
kind of realized that. Ah,
He is
yeah.
gagged and bound, and the
Oh,
guard captain
right.
does not
The
seem to care.
gags.
Nice.
Oh,
He's
that's a
a-
mood.
Uh-huh.
He's
It's
like,
almost like in some places there's separation of church and state.
Why?
Haha.
He's just like, all right, off to your business then. Just like brushes past you.
Nothing to see. Move along.
Yep.
Pretty much.
These are not the droids you were looking for.
Oh,
Oh, he doesn't
God.
even give a shit that much.
Oh, he does not care.
He's like, I fucking hate this place.
He's
He
like,
does.
I couldn't get.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
no, I don't doubt it. That's why off we go.
Question:
Make him up, prisoner.
Does he have scars around his mouth?
Him? No.
Oh. Oh.
No, people don't get out. At least not if you're people don't get out if unless you're going to a position where you are very much still like totally 100% gusto for the church, like the shopkeepers and stuff we made of like came across. People that have any disdain, you don't get out. You're not allowed to leave. You die. You go on quote unquote pilgrimage for a while. And funny enough, none of those people have ever come back from pilgrimage.
It's because they go to pilgrimage for the feast fest.
Obviously.
They go on for a really extended walk around the continent.
Yeah, it's like how you never hear about anybody who's returned from the Everglades.
What do you mean? My buddy Rick came back from the Everglades, although I found now he has a very strong aversion to the cold and like sleeping on warm rocks in the sun.
God damn it, Ryan.
All I could think of when you said that was the fucking scene from the Sword Art Online on a bridge. Just when was the last time you heard of somebody beating EverQuest? When was the last time you heard of somebody playing EverQuest?
Fuck, it's so good. So we'll head back to our where they were staying.
Ah, yes, the tavern under the tavern.
Yeah,
The under tavern, if you will.
the Under Tavern.
The Underdark Under Tavern. Wait.
The Tavern Under Dark. Haha.
I'm offended.
Yeah, you know how to get in there, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
you do so.
Oh, I guess that's fair. Yeah, I would know how to get there. That's where we go.
Well, the party knows how to get in there.
Correct.
They exist.
I guess I haven't really had much time to talk with Chicky Poo.
Chicky poo.
Remember her name?
Esther.
Esther, that's it. Thank you.
Wow, she's not even part of my backstory, and I wrote her name down.
Like,
Wow.
well, technically Josh made her up. I didn't make her. Josh
To be
made her.
fair,
Oh, okay.
To be fair, Mike only wrote the name down so he could remember it for later for when he tries to seduce her again.
This is fair. Yeah.
That is
Let's
true.
all be-
I do have a list.
Oh, I'm sure me princess carrying you into this Under Tavern is really gonna win you points with Esther. Yeah.
That's fun.
This is a really good look for you.
To be
She
fair,
might find
they aren't there.
it endearing. Oh.
Yeah, no, I told them to leave with the stuff, so they probably are back to.
You know, that, like, even if she did see, I wouldn't care, because K2 is in heaven right now.
Oh Jesus! I've played into his plan.
K2
That
is-
strikes again.
K2 is just all stepping into my parlor. That's the thing, Briar. You thought you were the spider, but you've been the fly the whole time.
Yeah, so you walk past the innkeeper who
They're
just like
quite a group.
stares at you the whole way quizzically, but doesn't
Yeah.
say anything.
What the hell?
You go down into the Under Tavern, and like the bartender down there just like as you guys go to open the door, and Atramir remembers the spike.
Yep.
Do
Fool
you-
me once.
do you
Shame on you.
remind-
Yeah, do you give that information to Ag or to Briar?
Yeah.
That's gonna take a second.
Yes.
It's gonna take a minute,
Yes.
isn't it?
Be like, before you do that, try not to get stabbed in the hand when you grab the door.
I mean, to be fair, I'm also princess carrying KT right now, so I'm not the one opening the doors. Someone else is.
So he says it in general, and so
Yeah.
you guys avoid the trap of opening the door and taking 1 point of damage,
Nice.
and then never not bleeding out because of it. Yeah,
Fine,
as
I'm a
you-
doctor.
As you open the door, the barkeeper like looks up and is like, "What the fuck happened to you guys?"
Long story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like midnight. You have time.
Yeah, like, what the fuck happened to you guys? The only ones of us that look fucked up in any regard are Briar, and that's just because she's got blood all over her, and
I
K2.
also got tortured, so I look mad.
That's
fucked up.
also
Oh, yeah.
true. And K2, who's just
Tired.
I'm
Still-
just sleepy.
yeah, who's just
I'm just sleepy.
And then there's Wallace.
Yeah. And then there's Wallace.
Who's bound, gagged,
it's
and
fine.
bloody.
It's fine. We just need to get him some crackers and Wensleydale, and he'll be right as rain.
Yeah. I go over to the barkeep.
We need
and,
to
like,
find his weirdly intelligent dog homunculus, though.
Yikes.
Yikes.
there should be items left here for me under the name Briar.
Oh.
Nah.
Now we gave that shit away. Like,
We sold that shit for profit.
He takes out a small chest and puts it up on the counter.
Briar just like turns around. She's like, "Did you guys have rooms already?"
Yeah.
Yeah. On it.
She just sort of like gestures at K2 in her arms, like, "Where's his?"
The policy, really? Pick one.
Find one, throw him in, lock him in there. I don't care.
They don't
Lock
lock.
him in there.
They don't lock.
They don't.
Do we have are like all of the rooms in this tavern technically purchased by us? Or
No,
walk
it's-
into someone
it's-
else's room?
It's a hostel.
It's basically a hostel. You just
Oh, okay.
stay in anywhere that's
Couldn't
open.
remember. Cool. Well, I go find an open room with an open bed and go put K2 in it.
Yeah, easy enough.
And as tempted as I am to just drop him dramatically, I don't. And I put him down.
Would have been
Goddamn.
funny though.
It would be, but I
You
don't.
just roll him on his face and let his face take the fall.
Yeah.
And
I just realized we haven't had any sound this whole time.
no,
I
it's
said
been
it like an
dramatic
hour
silence.
Like no music or audio?
Honestly, didn't hear it. I'll be honest.
It's fair.
I always love being in the taverns, and then you hear like the goats bleeding, and you're like, ah, yes, atmosphere.
Absolutely.
I'll point out in K2's like subconscious state, as he moves from Briar's arms to the significantly less comfortable hostel bed.
Damn it.
There is like a groan of discomfort.
Ah.
Oh,
I'm concerned of how much he enjoyed you being.
He just like tucks him in, leaves him to sleep.
Honestly, I wouldn't have tucked you in.
What if Major Briar comes out looking like, what the fuck?
It's just like,
I just
Men.
died and you
Men.
rise.
God
Is that
damn
the
it.
theme now?
Josh, no.
Men.
Men.
Manly men. Oh.
Oh,
she goes back
Bad,
down to
bad
the
Josh.
barkeep. And she's like, "There's somewhere I can bathe." And she's like covered in gross shit.
There's public bathroom.
Sure. Point.
That's just down the hall.
Thank you. Take my chest.
Yeah, there's separate bathrooms.
Cool.
So you
I go
can-
deal with the blood situation
Yeah.
I've got going on.
You can go clean yourself off.
Because I am definitely not clean right now.
Yeah, it's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's not comfortable by any means, but it
Oh,
does the job.
the water is either like fucking scalding hot or cold as ice. There is no in between.
Let's
Figure
see,
it out.
Let's
just
see.
how I
When,
like it.
Let's see, we're underground, so probably freezing.
Trickle down used water.
Trickle down
Nice.
hydronomics.
You love it.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. But
Water.
you know what? Whatever.
Only it was using it to grow, then it would be trickle down hydroponics.
Hooked on
Don't
phonics.
think about it. It's not gross.
Shut the fuck up, Josh. Stupid. I'd rather be hooked on phonics than hooked on crack.
I guess mechanic.
Anyway. What's
Hooked on
everybody else
Phoenix.
doing at this time while K2 is still asleep and
Bed.
Ryer went to shower?
While K2 is asleep and dreaming of large women.
Yeah.
God.
This is gonna be a great narrative for this campaign. I cannot wait.
This is a great narrative. K2. He liked the ladies.
He liked the ladies.
You like it, the lady.
Oh my god.
He liked them very much.
K2's gravestone is gonna be, "Don't disturb me, I'm dreaming of large women."
Oh god.
Don't disturb me unless you are a large woman.
Oh my lord.
There are
After
no
Rise
words
today,
there.
I want it to be for one reason and one reason only.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, what's everyone else doing while K2 is
God.
sleeping?
Me want to go bed. Me done day.
Hey.
Jay.
You cute.
Me done
Edward
day.
retires for the day.
Yep.
Couple drinks, and then long rest.
Alright.
You have the prisoner. What are you doing? Just like having him there as your drinking buddy while you drink?
Absolutely.
No, he's the drink holder.
Yeah, I'm having him hold the drink.
Oh my god.
And that's when you turn out that somehow Wallace can transmit poison through his skin.
It's just like
He's a poison dart frog.
it'll literally just be like, all right, these are my 3 drinks for the night. You will hold these 2 while I work on this one.
Just bound and gagged so he can literally do nothing but agree. Like, this poor man.
You just set them on his lap and they just stay there.
He ain't going anywhere. Not unless I move him. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure we'll just stick him in a room with somebody.
Yeah, once
Sure.
I'm done bathing,
Just tie him to a bedpost.
Yeah.
put him
Ron
in a
just-
bed.
You sure he deserves a bed?
Like, look at the beds, and I'm like, yeah, I
Ah,
think we're
yes.
okay.
Luxury living.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, yes, we're really giving him something here. Is there a fire going somewhere down here?
Nope.
Fuck. Alright. Hold on to my fucking dirty ass clothes to burn later, I guess.
Also, when we could just ask K2 to burn him when he wakes up.
Yeah, but she still has to hold on to him for later now, though.
I'm not gonna wake him up for that.
Interrupt his sleep and be like, hey, burn this.
This would you?
He could probably do it in his sleep, to be honest. He's just like puts a finger out and just a little flame licks out from it.
And I want the satisfaction of chucking it into a fire.
Oh, okay.
We
Can't
like
put a price on that.
we gesture your arms while you're half asleep to press to digitate shit.
Weekend at K2's.
Oh my god.
I don't know, I think he would like that too much.
Depends on who's doing the handling.
The large women.
Yep.
Yeah.
K2 just one eye slowly opens. I'm okay with this. Continue.
Do what you want with my body.
Tori.
Sorry, it was right there.
I expected Mike to say that. You stole his thunder. that he didn't even know he had.
What are you talking about? All of my spells can do thunder.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh God. I'll ungag Wallace too before we put him to bed. I'm like, if you so much as scream, or just any sound, really, I will break your jaw. Understood?
Just nods his head.
Just like, good, sweet dreams. Give him a tap on the cheek. Oh. If ever you want food or water, or, other human necessities, you can ask for those. Quietly.
Jesus.
Don't make a sound, but if you need anything, just ask.
Well, those things. Just those things. I'm not gonna let him starve to death.
I still have
Yeah.
doesn't mean I can't.
I don't
find it
think he'll
funny.
starve to death after one day.
Nah.
Yeah, but then he just becomes a pain to lug around if we have to, drag him everywhere.
All right.
He can last up
Anybody
to
else?
2 months.
Oh, I'll ask
No,
Rava.
go ahead, go ahead. What's up?
Do you mind just, help me keeping watch on him? I don't expect anything to happen, but, can never be too sure. We can just take shifts.
She's just like, sure.
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I mean, I can.
She's like, oh, thank God. She, stretches and just goes and flops in a bed. Forgot what it felt like to sleep without the mask. Very strange. And this is the fuck out.
All right. Everybody else going to bed?
No, not for now, at least.
Yeah, Rob and
Fair.
I'll just switch off throughout the night.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. Everybody gains the benefit of a long rest.
Yay!
Yeah.
Very good.
And our prisoner didn't die overnight. Woohoo!
Yeah. Nope, he did not.
Excellent.
That's what you think. He's actually been a ghost the whole time. How has he been tangible? Fuck you. Oh.
Drag him out of bed and be like, alright, food time.
Soup time.
I mean, he can last a day without food.
I should also ask in case anybody forgot. Is anybody gonna go check on Reelan?
It's actually going to be I was going to mention that before we left to go do our other stuff.
Okay, that's
So,
fine.
I will bring it up to the group in conversation over breakfast. Edward, did you find where he was? You did, right?
Yeah, he's at the stables.
And he won't come up at all?
You're welcome to try. I wasn't going to.
I mean, he might be able to leverage for a better position for the guild when we go up.
Maybe. I can try, but I won't guarantee anything.
Should I go?
I don't think you'll have any better results.
I mean, an apology might not hurt. I did lie.
I mean, generally, leading with an apology is better than nothing.
Maybe.
I both am and am not sorry, but it is still, it was still a lie. I'll go talk to him.
I hope you're more convincing than this.
Well, maybe when I tell him everything. Because he's the only one who doesn't know everything. Unless you told him. But I don't think I had told you at that point.
No.
Or maybe I had. I don't quite remember. Yesterday was the day.
I don't know.
Well, can't hurt to try. Can I trust you all to look after our good friend here? I give Wallace a pat on the head.
I mean, he's in my hands. He's not going anywhere.
Please don't kill him.
He'll live to see punishment.
Yes, you don't need to... He'll receive plenty of punishment, I'm sure, from the city of Brand, so... Oh, I'm gonna go over to the barkeep before we leave, or before I leave anyways. I'm gonna be like, do you happen to have any blood?
Oh yeah, how much you need?
Like a glass.
Alright.
A
Or
pint,
is it a
if you will. And I drink that, and then I go. I go find my homie with our homie animals. Dun 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 dun.
Alright.
I mean, I assume he's still there. I hope he's still there.
Raylan, are you still there?
Yes.
Yay! He just like ran off with Jamal and the horses and was like, fuck you guys. Are you just like sleeping in the stable?
I mean, more. I would just be hanging out in like the the I don't know, the cart or whatever.
Oh, okay. Sort of like give a knock on the cart as I'm like walking up, like, Relin.
But I don't like look up from what I'm doing. I just like answer like, "Are we leaving?"
Not yet. We have some business to take care of. I wanted to know if
Yeah.
you'd come with us.
I will tell you the same thing I told Edward, which is that I will be staying here until any business the rest of you have in the city is concluded. I have had my fill of this place and the things being done, and I do not wish to participate.
Well, the things being done are done. And you'll be in a unique position where we're going to speak for the betterment of your guild, if that interests you at all. None of us can really do it. We haven't known it that long.
I do not wish to join you.
You want me to tell you why I did what I did? Everybody else knows.
I have spent a great deal of time, the majority of the time that I have spent with the lot of you, I have spent being lied to. I do not care for your reasons. I do not care for your actions. I care only for the continuation of my goals, which seems to be the main priority of the rest of you. So I think that shall be my focus for the time being. Uh, like I said, when your business is concluded, you may find me here, and we will continue onward towards Gilmore. But I think I have had about all I can handle of this place.
Not a bad city. There were just bad people in it, like any place.
Well, we are all entitled to our opinions.
There are people in the city who agree with you, like most people, that the bad things going on here were terrible. And the whole point of this was to eradicate that from Brand and make it better. Make it what it should have been all along. You don't think the influence of the guild here in the city, a more prominent influence, wouldn't be helpful?
I mean, do you?
Unless your guild has secretly been conducting the same sort of methods as the church, then yes, I think the influence of the guild would be good on the city.
Well, they have not. And as long as you know that, I don't know what you would need me for.
Like I said, I don't know the guild. You do.
So, yeah, Reelan is going to stand up and kind of walk towards the entrance of the stable. He's just going to somewhat look back behind him before he leaves and just say, SK2. He seems very, very good at convincing most people of most anything. And then Reelan's just going to leave and make for the northern entrance of the city towards the guild shack.
As he's, walking away, she's gonna sort of reach out to tug on his arm, not mega aggressively or anything, but like a weight sort of thing. Does he stop, or does he just keep on leaving?
He's keeping on.
Reelan, K2 just lies about things. Like lots of people do. He just pulls stuff out of his ass. Doesn't mean he actually knows the guild.
It seems to have worked out for him so far. In fact, all of you seem quite good at the whole lying thing.
Plenty of people lie, Reelan. That's just the way the world works. She's just following along with him, by the way. She didn't stay and she's not screaming. You can't expect to get through your entire life and everywhere in the world without meeting people who lie. That's just a fantasy.
I think what you think my expectations are and what my expectations actually are quite different things.
If you won't even step into the city to come help with this, why should I expect traveling together to be any different? What's going to happen when we get to River and to my order? Will you just constantly be sitting outside of the cities we go to?
I have asked very little of you since you and I have met each other. And the one thing that I did ask of you, you immediately told me no. Tell me why now. And tell me why now, after you spend all this time lying to me, that I should do you any sort of favor, when the one favor I've asked you, you rejected outright. And I've been nothing but honest with you.
Are you referring to joining the guild?
Yes,
I didn't join the guild because I can't join the guild, not because of the church. Well, I guess also because of the church at the, and because of my order. And yet I still agreed to come along for the troll. I still agreed to come along all the way to Gillimore. I'm still going with you for that. I didn't lie about that. If I had just dropped you here, then I'd understand, but I'm still coming with you.
yes, but you had the goal of continuing or the furtheration of your own goals. Had you not come with us, you would have been left all by yourself.
I never had to convince any of you to come this way to Brand. You were all coming here anyways.
I think you're missing the point of what it is that I'm trying to say.
No, I
Which is-
understand. I don't have any reason to go to Gillimore. None. I'm going there because I said I would. For what you need to do, for what everyone else agreed to do. I have no mission in Gillimore. Technically, once we make it to Reverin, I could just stay there and not come along. But I'm
Let me
going.
ask you one question. Why is it so hard to respect the fact that I have feelings opposite of yours when it comes to this situation? And just let me be.
Because we're going to be traveling with each other for a very long time.
That does not mean we have to agree with each other on everything.
I'm not saying we need to agree with each other on everything, but I feel like this would be a good step to reconciliation. What I'm offering you
Considering-
to come into Brand is not for my own benefit. It's completely for you. I didn't need to come down here at all. I just know that seeing your guild relegated to a shack on the outskirts of town can't be enjoyable.
You know, I would almost find your points amicable were it not for the fact that I've made my stance very clear on whether or not I want any further involvement in this matter, and you have done very little to respect my feelings. I am going to leave now, and I would appreciate it if you did not try to stop me.
Gonna have to learn to change with the world eventually, Reelin. Your friends back in Serenia did.
As I'm kind of like right before I leave out the door of the sale, I'm just going to turn back and say, I'm starting to question whether or not I have friends.
Well, I guess that's that. I'll head back to the group.
Okay. Yeah, about an hour after she left, Briar returns.
At least we know it's also tripping Josh up.
Which is hilarious, because Josh has known the whole time.
Well, yeah, but it's the first time we actually had to go
Yeah.
by the other name.
I know, it's just funny.
I take it that went about as well as I could imagine it did.
He's stuck in his ways. I don't know what to tell you.
He's, I take it he's making bowls look flexible.
He has morals. that are extremely unwavering, but it's going to do nothing but harm him.
I respect his integrity. At the same time, some things have to be done.
Not everybody has the moral flexibility of you two.
Would he have rather I had just not done anything and let the city, continue on like this forever?
I don't know.
I think he would have preferred it done other ways, quote unquote. Says with visible air quotes.
I think you would have preferred the honesty rather than the deception. Whatever purpose it served is done, however, and we cannot change the past.
Only we lived in
True.
such a perfect world.
Also true.
And I heard Josh start talking, so let him go.
I did. Reelan, make a wisdom save throw for me.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Alright.
I hope that saves.
Yeah, me too. I did not expect
Not that I know. Not that I know.
Alright. Continue.
I hope this
I
is
don't
one of
like
those
that.
situations where you
I
wanted
don't
to
like
save.
that.
I don't like the fact that it was just a continue.
Well, yeah, we're not there to see the effects. Whatever
You
effects may or may
have to
not have
like it.
happened is between Josh and Josh. Well, whatever we have to do, we should get it done quickly.
The Kermit meme is complete.
God damn it.
Well, who's ready to go talk to the government?
Hooray!
You know?
Yeah, everyone's favorite pastime. Government official.
I don't like talking to the government normally.
I know.
And my family's part of it. Gross.
There's just visible sigh from Atchmer. Is like, at least ours we can confront easily.
So that's what we're doing. We should get to it.
Yeah, we'll have to schedule an appointment, wait a week. Schedule another appointment, wait another 2 weeks. File 3 forms. It'll be great.
God, I hope not.
Do I need to explain to anybody the whole purpose of us going up to the castle, by the way, before we go?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wallace?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Just look over at him and be like, what? No, not you. I thought I said you could only ask for, 3 things. This was not one of them.
Put that down.
It takes the gag out of the mouth real quick.
So, why?
So, according to all the information that we found when we were raiding the offices of the High Priest, obviously, corruption abounds. I don't think I need to mention that. We are essentially going to take Mr. Wallace here, our wonderful, wonderful scapegoat, and sort of let them know everything that's been going on and how things are going to proceed with the money, with the information, with the people, and make sure that the city starts heading in a less martyr-oriented direction, if you will.
Quick question. Maybe I'm just dumb and not catching. How are you going to guarantee that?
I believe you're with us. You remember all the... Wait, were you with us? No, I think we left you... Wait, did we leave you with the High Priest to watch them? I can't remember. Anyways,
No.
I sent a bunch of...
Rava was with him.
Okay, we sent a bunch of documents with Esther, the ones specifically pertaining to the corruption within the government. And I sent that away so that they can't just, take it from me as I bring it to them.
Mm-hmm.
You realize
Right.
if you handle that poorly, that's just gonna cause them to attack. Is it Ravarin? Raverin?
Raven.
Raverin.
Raverin.
Okay. Just gonna cause them to attack Raverin.
Raven literally lives under constant attack, pretty much. It's not
Yeah,
much there for the city. However,
It wouldn't change much.
yeah.
Constant attack from what?
Warring tribes. Mostly. Gnolls, orcs, goblins.
There's
It's
a
less of
reason
the
why
ci- it's
the
less
order
the
is
cities.
posted up there.
It's less
Huh.
the city. The city is directly under attack, and more that it's just conveniently nearby a battleground that's constantly active.
Corbin could have built up his order anywhere he wanted. He chose Raverin in order to help. Without it being there, city probably wouldn't exist anymore.
My main thing is, it more just kind of sounds like you're gonna threaten the government officials, and if they don't comply, torture them.
No,
That's what that
no.
sounded like.
no.
Yeah, that's what I meant, because are you gonna
Are
guarantee that
we
they do
going
with the
to
money
be-
the way that you want?
Are we
That's,
going to be withholding particular information from them? Yes. Can't torture the entire government of Brand. Are you insane? It's a lot of people. Nor would we want to. That serves absolutely no purpose. We only hurt people that deserve to be hurt. And if anything, the government should be more than happy to be free of the influence of the church. They've been trying to do it for a very long time. And also providing them with the information about the assassination of the previous king will also earn us points.
Good save, Tori.
I was never planning on torturing people in the government, just so that we're clear there. That was not what the words out of my mouth ever were supposed to mean.
How do we know the new king isn't a puppet?
Did I find anything about the new king being a puppet in all the stuff we found?
Nope.
Okay, so it was not made by Jim Henson.
That's a Muppet. Different.
I was like, what? Well, from what we can tell, it was mostly just a stranglehold from the church through funds and connections.
Is the new king related to the old king, or was the new king placed on the throne by the church?
The new king is the son of the old king.
Oh, well, there we go.
In all the stuff we found, did it say why the church funded the assassination of the old king? Or like what I know from like history, did the church and the old king have
To
bad
start
blood?
a religious war, I think.
It was to start a war. It had nothing to do with the king himself.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's
Because
right.
because I remember making the joke. It's almost like cults take advantage of bad situations and influence
Yeah.
more people.
Exactly. Yeah. So, all of the intelligence points to this going over not easy, but there shouldn't be too many things blocking the path to a better brand.
aside from a power vacuum and, leaving, you know, a new church to rise up in place of the old, but,
There were plenty of people still within the church that wanted to leave, but some people eventually caught on that leaving doesn't actually end up in leaving the way they think. So they just stayed quiet because they had no other choice. So a lot of those people will help other people. And the government, for all intents and purposes, is not evil. They don't want the city to crumble, nor do they want that power vacuum to be filled by another religious entity. They want the city to be run the way it's supposed to be run. This gives them the chance to do that.
Alright, just hand over Wallace and the information. Back on.
And I'm so happy, K2, that you mentioned needing to be careful. Because you really are such a wordsmith.
Go
I feel-
on.
I feel an error.
Oh no, it's not. She's like, no. When after what happened in Serenia and she saw how he handled that, she was like, jackpot. She's like, hell yeah, this is check off the list of the master plan. Like, it was perfect. Speaking of Serenia. I mean, what you did in Serenia and even in Nigel's Point, not exactly on the same line of... Not on the same scale exactly, but you get to be the tip of the spear.
Okay. I feel like spear is already a aggressive analogy going into political negotiations, but I understand what you mean.
Would you like to be the tip of the broomstick instead?
Yeah, so he can clean up the mess.
It'd be the end of the broomstick, but, you know.
Analogies aside.
Yes, analogies aside. What?
No, that's it. That's all we got.
Oh, that's all he was saying. Okay, that sounded
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be like a continuation into something.
No.
Alright, analogies aside.
analogies aside. Well, I suppose I can lend my services to your holy endeavor.
No longer holy.
Your unholy endeavor.
Like in her head, she's like, "Because I'm a vampire."
She just kind of pauses and just like, good enough, whatever.
Do you want to read over the documents before we go? So you know what you're working with?
I guess I can skim them.
I give him the important parts first. Point out where those are. Especially things relating to, like, the assassination of the old king. And then, like, government conspiracies. Government, blackmail related things. Money. Blah, blah, blah.
K2 presentates a pair of glasses that are not prescription,
Just for the look?
just for the look.
Nice.
And then he goes to work.
He's like, since when have you needed glasses? Never mind. Okay, keep going.
Alright, I guess I will investigate the documents.
Alright.
And I guess... Is Briar helping me?
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
over your shoulder, like, this thing here is important, this thing here is important, this thing here is important.
Cool.
This is kind of like basic stuff.
Yeah. What are you trying to learn precisely? Or are you just checking it over for just general things?
I think I'm just trying to, like, familiarize myself with the material for when we go into the negotiations with the government.
Yeah, he's building up his talking point repertoire.
Gotcha. Yeah, the key thing that you need to know out of that book is the
And-
assassination.
That and like any of the other shit that I took with me, because I have a lot.
Yeah.
Give him the spark notes.
Yeah.
Alright.
And obviously, the main points that we're looking to see on our end is that obviously all the people of the church are going to need to be reintegrated into society.
Yeah.
The funds need to be distributed accordingly, and everybody needs to get all of their possessions back that the church took from them, land and otherwise, businesses, etc. And they need to root out, any remaining vestiges of corruption within their city on their own from here on out. In regards to the church, anyways. They can always ask for help, but we've done our part.
Sure. I also just kind of like make sure that there's a few other atrocities the church has done that I could use to build off of, because you don't go into a room and just say they killed your dad. You kind of build up to that.
Yeah, no, we have the lists of all the people that they've, like, essentially sent away to, like, die, and, like, where they sent people, what they did to people, and stuff like that, because we got a lot of that from fucking Mr. Takes Everything Down His Notes.
Yeah,
Terrence, the guy who just recorded everything.
yeah, you don't leave regicide, you have to build up to regicide.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, so I'll do that.
Right. So while the two of you are presenting this, what are the rest of us supposed to do? Just stand there?
Look pretty or something.
Sure, I'll file down my tusks a little bit for you.
Wouldn't that hurt?
It's just like getting dental work done.
You're along for more than just to stand there. Obviously, Edward, you can attest to what you saw.
You are a doctor.
You did have to remove the stitching from 20 children. That's not nothing.
I'll be there to hold Wallace.
Yes, I think we all know why Atromir's there. Just to look big. I mean, Rava, you also saw what Edward had to do. And you heard some of the things that the priest said, and you saw the documents and where we got them from, so you're also a witness to all of that. Same with you, Darkalion.
Sure.
You don't want to come, you don't have to, but even the smallest things can help.
No, I'll come.
Oh, and even though Reland didn't join us, I guess we can also do our best to get the guild out of the shack.
That would be nice, and in case we ever have to come back here, it'd be nice not to have to work out of a shack.
Who knows, maybe it'll earn you guys more guild points.
Maybe.
Everybody good?
Depends on whether I'm gonna have to actually roleplay this or not.
Not the
don't?
full thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we're gonna have to go through an entire session of political discourse.
God, I
I
hope
hope
not.
Please, no. I will end the stream so quick.
It's like the first 10
Recording,
minutes
yeah.
of
The
Phantom
recording,
Menace.
yeah.
Yeah. The first 10 minutes of Phantom Menace, yeah, exactly.
Trade negotiations.
In... Everybody loves trade negotiations.
Only when they're aggressive.
I mean,
Aggressive trade negotiations.
All right, so you're gonna go talk to
government.
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 There you guys.
All
That's what
right,
it sounds like.
Yes.
dude.
I would like one government, please.
Hmm.
So you guys are just gonna go up to the castle?
Yeah.
I'm following them. I don't know what's going on.
No, have them come to us.
In the
Yes,
Under
bring the whole
Tavern.
castle.
Bring the entire government to us.
Yep. In this tiny tavern.
I don't know, guys. Sounds like a great plan.
Is there a
Fi-
fire in the tavern above the Under Tavern?
There is.
Oh, dope. Throw my old clothes in there when we leave.
I just
Okay.
get to a drive-by throw-in.
It's gonna be like a throw-in, a momentary pause of like, that's over. And then moving along. And a really smug smirk at Wallace when she does it too. Yes, cuz.
Okay. So you guys will walk up to the castle and
God,
are
I
s-
really hope this guard fucking...
and are stopped at the gate.
Yeah, not surprising. Hopefully guard did what I asked him to do. Come on. I believe.
I believe in life after love. The bonus
And-
point to that one was my voice breaking.
The the guards at the gate is just like, hey.
Wow, no wonder this fucking city fell to corruption. Jesus
Whoa.
Christ. You know what? Maybe I changed my mind. Just leave it. Let's leave it to its own devices. Fuck. Let's go
It'll be a
back, take
fun-
the money.
It'll be a fun social experiment to see the results of in 10 years.
Oh my god, yeah. Jesus. Hello, the captain of your guard left a message that we were going to be here today. We have business inside.
Oh yeah. You're late.
We never set a time, but I apologize.
I'm assuming it's
Cue,
with the tied up guy there.
cue Gandalf reference about being late.
Witches arise precisely when he means to.
Alright, fuck your secrets.
Look back at Wallace and just be like, yep.
Fair.
Just sort of waiting, like, if we're late, can you let us in?
He like stands there for a few seconds. All right, you can go in now.
Jesus. God. Thank you. Go
And
inside.
They open the gate for you.
Asshole.
Just had to wait 10 full
Yeah.
seconds
Yeah,
just to make sure.
Just to be sure that
The
someone wasn't gonna
the
come.
safety period.
That someone wasn't gonna come running out of a guardhouse like, no, wait, don't let them in.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how
Uh.
everything's decided, didn't you know?
Yeah, in 10-second grace periods. That's life. Oh, alright, I guess we go in then.
All right. Yeah, easy enough. You go inside. You are escorted by one of the other guards,
Fair.
who's just kind of leisurely walking with you. Just like keeping an eye on you guys, kind of. He leads you in into the main chamber of the castle, and then opens the door for you into the throne room. I should say throne chamber. It's a big chamber. And just says, good luck.
Thank you. How many people are in this throne chamber?
Well, there's the king.
I'd hope.
Yep.
Good
No.
start.
Good start. Yeah, solid
Yep.
start. Everyone
Um,
but the king is there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the king's not there. No, the king is there. His advisor council is there, which is 3 people. And then there's a whole bunch of guards.
Of course.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How old is the king by now?
The king he's
Like
is-
40, 50.
no, I guess yeah, he would be about there
'Cause-
because it's been
Because it's been 30 years since the
Yeah.
old king was assassinated.
he was pretty young too when that happened. So yeah, he's early 40s.
Mhm.
Nice. At least you don't have to deal with a crotchety old man.
Yeah,
Hey!
yeah. I mean, he's been a king since he was 12, so
He knows what's up.
supposedly.
Hope. Let's
Oh, I hope
fuck.
so.
Let's fucking hope. Yeah.
Well, if he's been a king for 30 years, that means he's been good enough that none of the nobles have supplanted him yet.
Yeah, nobody's
That
tried
is
to
the
murder
question.
him.
He's at least even keel.
Yeah, that's fair.
That,
Maybe
or
he-
he's had 30 years of enemies on all sides and he's fucking nuts.
We're about to find out, aren't we? God.
This man's goddamn Rasputin. They've tried to kill him like 10 times and he keeps coming back.
Jesus.
At this point, we're out of ideas.
So you guys would be aware that of the king and his name. This is King Bazili.
Okay, good, because I
Bazili.
totally would have said King Basil.
King
Zili?
Basil.
That sounds like an Italian pasta dish.
That's because it is.
Oh my god.
If
It's not actually. I don't know.
if this is King fucking Mario, I'm out.
It's the me, the king.
It's I fucking hate you so goddamn much.
You think he cares?
No.
Mike's only in it for himself, the selfish bitch.
Your hate fuels me.
Yeah, what about my sheer apathy?
I just want to sidetrack really quick because Umbersill just came into my room
Uh-huh.
and it's storming outside.
Uh-huh. And he's
Yeah,
wet. Yeah, he probably came outside because he realized, oh shit, that's water. Me not like,
That is water, and I am...
and I am a cat.
Water is wet.
No,
Water makes things wet. Water itself is not.
exactly.
Sorry, I heard you say butter is wet.
I mean,
From a
it can
cer-
be.
Yeah, from a certain point of view, maybe.
I mean, once it's melted butter.
Depending on your point of view.
Anyway,
Okay.
I am concerned.
King Pasta.
King Tortellini,
And his advisory of
Advisors.
Chef Boyardee.
of
And Rotini.
Boyardee. Ah, yes, the classic Italian dish, Chef Boyardee ravioli. I'm pretty sure if you tried to serve that to an actual Italian, they would actually just stab you.
Oh, more than likely.
I
Oh.
won't stab me.
They would drown you in the canals of Venice.
Thank you, Advisor Fettuccine.
God.
Thank you, Rigatoni.
Alright,
And
King,
my systems.
King Basile, what's your wife's name? Penny.
What's your main advisor's name? Ah, Stromboli.
A strong name.
Anyways.
Anyways.
And this is how the entire party was taken out by the Sopranos.
Old bow to
You trying
King
to say-
Basil.
Yeah, are you trying to suggest that that this is just a mob family? Because I'd
One
be
of them
okay
is
with
named
that.
Rigatoni.
Hey, Tony.
No, anyway.
God
Yeah.
damn it, Joe. Jesus. Alright, are we done
you'll
shit
love it.
posting for the next
You
5
You
minutes?
love it.
I think so.
Are we done? Does anyone have
Yeah.
anything else?
I hope so. My
No,
Mike?
good.
I'm
Mike?
good. I'm good.
Mike!
What?
Okay. King Vasily.
Greetings, travelers.
Oh my god. I love this king already. He's the best.
Hello.
Surprised you made it.
Edward's face is just like, what?
Several hours past the time you were supposed to be here.
Oh.
We weren't.
I apologize. What is it? What was it again? What's a king's? Your Highness? Your Grace?
Your Majesty.
Majesty? There it is. Thank you. I was like, fuck, I've watched so much of The Crown. How do I not remember this?
I mean, Your Highness also works.
I'm pretty sure it's...
Your
Kings and
Highness
Queens
is
definitely...
places.
Yeah, it's Kings and Queens is Majesty.
I don't care.
I got you, boo.
Yeah. Apologies, Your Majesty. I did not know a time had been set.
Forgiven.
Why do I feel like his expression is just like, okay, that's fair.
Yep.
He's such a mood. He's like, yeah, okay, I can see where the confusion happened there.
You know what? I slept in a little bit too.
He's like, it gave me more time to have breakfast and go for a walk around the grounds. So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I got to observe my children in their studies for an hour. It was nice. You're good.
Give me more time to sit in my comfy throne.
In my comfy, yeah.
Before I had to move to my uncomfy business throne. He has his business throne, and then he has a casual throne.
in my massage throne.
Because it's business in the front, and the party throne's in the back.
Come to find out, he just spends a lot of time in the bathroom.
No,
I would like to point out that was not 5 minutes.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, that's just when there's a curtain behind him, and you go past the curtain, and it's just a rave.
Yep.
And of course, the king's got to have his party throne.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yep.
Yup.
Please. Have a seat. And he just, like, gets up from his throne and steps down onto the main floor that you guys are on.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of, like, appearing in the space before him are several chairs around a table.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go pick a chair and wait to sit until the king sits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally just walks over and sits down. Like, by the time you guys get there, he's already seated.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
No wait time for us.
Don't want to step on any royal toes, you know?
Yeah, you might find your head cut off.
This isn't France, Ryan.
It's not
Every
You
monarchy,
assume-
every monarchy is France. Come on, let's be real.
You assume that the French had the entire latitude on beheadings. Need I remind you, King Henry VIII beheaded one of his wives.
Did he behead multiple wives?
No,
He might have beheaded multiple, I
just
just only
one?
remember the one.
It was at least 2.
I thought there was 2.
I don't
Anne
remember.
Boleyn, and I think
Oh, he definitely beheaded Anne Boleyn. But I thought there was another one, but maybe that was just like
There probably
movies
was.
or something that were like dramatizing it.
In
See,
either case.
I'm relying on the Simpsons right now.
I'm a Simpsons.
It's like, I can't behead her. Her father's the king of Spain.
oh, Seymour, Jane Seymour.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, she cheated on him, so he said "fuck you, ho." And
Yep. Off with her head, bitch.
If only you could do that in real life.
you can. It's just a little illegal.
I was gonna say, I was like, you still can't.
It's not.
Right, you
It's not
definitely still
illegal.
can.
It's not illegal if you're the king.
Speaking of which, we sit down next to the king.
Correct.
Yep.
Without
And-
beheading on the table.
And a rather attractive-looking woman
God damn it.
Kill me.
also sits down
Oh God.
Queen?
next to the king. Not queen. She's not wearing a crown like
Wait,
he
was
is.
she here before?
Not really.
She kind of appeared.
She's a
She
ghost.
kind of appeared.
She's the ghost of
Yeah.
legality
She-
past.
She kind of appeared as the table appeared.
Ghost.
All right.
Ghost servants.
Oh shit.
When is she coming to sit at the table?
Oh, she's already seated.
She's at next to the
She
king.
appeared sitting, or she walked up to the table?
She
to
walked
sit?
up from somewhere
Oh, okay.
and took a seat. Yeah,
She's a
shortly,
ghost.
Like
Ghost.
right after the king did.
Ghost
Is this, like,
lawyer.
The king's like concubine or something, or
Ghost
I don't
lawyer.
wanna- I don't
Well,
want
yeah,
to.
I'm
you
not-
you are aware.
I was gonna say,
that
do I know
this-
who this is?
This castle does have a court wizard.
Yeah. That's
There we
that's
go.
what I
Yeah.
put those dots together real fast.
Okay.
And so I
Okay,
have to
court
ask
wizard.
now. I have to ask now, Josh, would I recognize her?
All I have to say.
I doubt it.
Okay.
This is when he leaves with
Sounds
not all wizards know each other.
Well, I don't know,
I-
man.
All I have to say is court wizard makes sense. Ghost lawyer, much better.
Is her name public knowledge, or like would I know?
Oh yeah, her name is Azalea.
Azalea.
Isn't that a
We're
flower?
just flowers now, are we?
Oh, I like how
Okay.
you all went to Flower and I just went to Iggy. First thought in my head was just Iggy Azalea.
I didn't even make that.
Well, you see, Tori, that's because you're a degenerate and we aren't.
I'm
Let me
a
be
fucking
a
druid. Why would
degenerate.
it go to Azalea?
Well, at least we
Because
know
only
she's fancy.
degenerates listen to that kind of music. I refuse to
Anyway.
elaborate further. Continuing.
See, my mind went in a third direction. I was like, that like the girl version of Azazel?
Jesus Christ. 3 different kinds of people in
Wait.
this group right now.
So she's also a scapegoat.
Oh
This
my
is definitely
fucking
this was the
God.
opportunity for me to just yell out nerd.
Nerd!
I guess when she appears,
Yes, we're
and
both playing the
comes to
nerds though.
Sit down, give her a head bow thing.
Yeah, she doesn't
Oh.
really care. She's not royalty.
I mean, it wasn't a full bow; it was more like a head, like
Oh,
acknowledgement.
like an
Like,
acknowledgement.
oh,
Okay.
yeah, like I'm also just gonna ignore her presence, be like, "All right, bitch, sup," you know, like.
Listen, to be fair,
yeah, it's not formal, just
Respectable nod.
respectful. Yeah.
Yeah.
she to be fair, she is part of his court, so even if she doesn't give a shit, it's still in good
Yeah.
practice to.
She just appeared
Show
out of
them respect.
goddamn nowhere.
And summoned a table.
Ghost lawyer.
God damn it.
This will be my were chicken, damn it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Alright, so the
man.
ghost lawyer showed up.
Oh yeah, you let him have his ghost lawyer, but I can't have my were chicken.
Listen, we ran the
Yeah.
were chicken until we ran out of were chicken leads, okay?
I'm also yeah. She's not really a ghost. You can probably reach out and touch her. I don't know. K2, you go for it.
The king is right there.
Yeah. We don't know what kind of relationship they
That's
have.
true. Yeah, she can also just eviscerate you with like.
Was there
A word.
anything in the documents that we collected from the church that referenced her as being closely tied to the church in any way?
And the documents don't mention her at all.
Good. Okay. Solid. We're clear. I
That
hope.
pertain to witchery or heresy.
I'm assuming you all sit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all
Yeah,
sat.
yeah.
We all waited
We
for the
said
king to
that
sit.
before the shit post started.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Once the
yeah,
king sat,
yeah.
we all sat.
Yeah, we said that, and then the ghost lawyer.
Yep. Okay.
More distractions.
So yeah, you all sit across the table from the two of them.
Correct.
The 3 now 2 advisors. Aha, see what I did? Are still remained back up near the throne. So there are 2 people still up there.
They're just chilling. Cool.
Yep. They're onlooking, but they've
Ah,
either
yes.
decided not to join in or have not been invited to join in to the conversation.
Sounds good.
We have the ghost lawyer, and then the shadow paralegals up there.
Oh my gosh. Please
They're stu-
continue, Josh,
they're
before this
studying.
gets out of hand again.
It's already out of hand. Continue.
He looks at
The
all of
last
you
ghost
and
lawyer joke I'm making.
Oh my god.
just it's like, so thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
And I am informed that this is a very important meeting in regards to the church.
Okay. Let me just interject. Is Wallace sitting, or do we still have him standing?
I sat him down. He's
Okay.
he's
I just
not,
wanted to make sure of it. Just want to make sure of his position. Okay, continue.
I also don't have him gagged because you don't want to walk.
It looks bad.
It looks bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Amir's on prisoner duty, so.
Okay. Okay. Wallace is sitting. That's all I wanted to know. Continue.
I'm treating him with ethics.
The Yeah, the king looks around at all of you, and like stops at Wallace momentarily, and then keeps looking. And just like, why does this man keep whispering, "They've kidnapped me. Help."
Just like
I
look
just-
over at Atramir.
I just give him the look of. I just give Wallace the look of like. Really, bitch. Really.
The picture's not even intimidating. It's just a tired dad look of just, really?
I'm not
I
trying to be.
I will choose to ignore that for now. Continue.
Quickly, get to the point.
Yes, we are here on business regarding the church. I'm sure you've been informed as to what happened last night. Forgot how long it had been. Holy shit.
Morning.
Yeah, technically.
Yes, yeah.
I know of a strange creature that escaped.
As are we.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, what?
We are unaware of what that may be.
Citizens claim that they've seen angels flying through the sky, coming from the church. Others claim demons or devils or hybrids of both. I'm not sure who to believe.
Concerning. To say the least.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it appeared to have only been one creature, so we are not aware of where the others may have come from.
I don't know if there are multiples. It might only be one.
Also, okay. Okay, I thought he said like that people had seen multiple things flying through the sky. Okay.
He was
My bad.
mostly saying that people don't know what they saw.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, well then. Well, yeah, there was one thing. Yeah. That was never mentioned. I was unaware that anything like that would happen.
Were you the ones responsible for the deaths at the church?
Of the high priests and their lackeys? You are correct.
Well, 4 high priests and 1 captured, which makes a lot of sense now, seeing your attendee.
Imagine everybody just like gives a glance to Wallace. You are correct.
Alright, so you've shown up to my court with a captive, having killed 8 or more people in a church. Why?
I'm gonna drop some cold hard facts on these bitches. I start pulling out like the books that I have, the paperwork that I have from
K2
church.
pulls out the portfolio.
or this is literally like in court.
Bullshit
just
folder,
like,
go!
Time to
K2
pull out
cast
the
random bullshit.
Not wrong.
cover up documents.
Yeah?
Except this time I have cold hard facts.
Yeah, now he doesn't actually have to pull it out of his ass.
I mean, we don't know where he held it.
Mm.
I'm sure your majesty is aware that the church was not what they appeared to be on the outside.
I've had suspicions.
Well, thankfully, we are here to prove your suspicions.
Wallace, visibly sweating.
Sweats profusely.
Continue.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, fuck.
Within the walls of the church, we came across, I don't know how else to put it other than a massive amount of damning evidence against the church and everything they had done over the decades that they've been in power. And I'll pass over some of the, like, incriminating shit, but not, like, you know, the big bombshells, I guess.
Yeah, some of the lesser crimes. Sure.
Yeah, there's plenty of those to go around.
Some of the lesser crimes, like, sewing up the mouths of children.
And
I mean, in this pile of shit,
indoctrination.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
indoctrination of countless people.
Yes, and stealing
Indoctrination
their...
and also withholding their valuables.
Yep.
And
taking over
misappropriating them.
Yeah, and then taking over their livelihoods in order to fund the church.
Nope.
Pause as we let them look that over.
Yeah, they take a while to look it over. Before eventually, like, basically Azalea's the one speed reading all of it.
Yeah, I figured.
And she gives the cliff notes over to Basili.
Which is basically what we're already saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just
Yeah, but she makes it in better words.
verification. Well, yeah, I think it's more verification.
Like, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. Instead of us just dropping these books and just, no, it's in there. Trust us.
Well,
Just trust me. Never look at
I
it.
mean, unless she's doing some kind of like magic hoity-toity crap,
Oh, she probably is.
it probably doesn't like. Assuming she's not doing magic, it probably looks like the same speed reading K2 literally did the night before.
Yeah, I mean, she's just speed reading it.
Yeah, she's big brain.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, so you guys kind of pass information back and forth.
Yep.
Well, not really back and forth.
Mostly
Mostly fourth.
fourth, and then laterally.
Yeah.
Yep. And we will continue to do that. More and more worse things, and then final nail in the coffin. Assassination.
Sponsored regicide.
Yeah, that causing a huge war that was probably like a big part of this guy's tenure as king was dealing with.
His first thought, his first actions.
As a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a
And then all the
12-year-old
money-
boy.
All the money of, like, the city that had to go into funding said war, the people that died, you know, all that good shit. Everyone loves
Yeah.
war.
The people that were indoctrinated at the time,
You
from
can
the
tell
start to
that
the end of the war.
his reaction to this is not pleasant. He is definitely withholding anger.
Mm-hmm.
And he, so after like moments of silence, just like looks over at Wallace.
I
Looks over
picture,
it.
I don't even know if this man wears glasses, but just the slow glasses drop and just. I'm gonna fucking kill someone.
Looks over at the lot of you. Just like very calmly, just like, so what are your plans with your captive then?
I mean, Luke.
I believe it makes the most sense, at least as far as we've discussed, for him to be handed off to this.
This
to
captive
your
was
care.
never meant to be in our care permanently. He's the only one left because out of all of them, he was the least.
Least directly complicit.
So he's someone that you can use, but thankfully doesn't have much of a brain.
Noted. Azalea, Deal with him like the traders of old. She just like stands up and her jaw like almost unhinges and his soul just gets pulled.
Edward visibly like retreat, just like in his chair, just.
Yeah, you watch as all the life gets drained from him as it's pulled into his soul, and then she just holds up a small silver cage
Oh.
and captures it.
Yeah. Just
Friar mutters something that, in a language that none of you understand.
That's what you
Doing
think? No, I don't.
What language?
Vampire? Does anyone here speak
What do you utter?
vampire? Wait, what? I hate you, Josh. You're the worst person ever. It's essentially just like it's essentially the opposite, like a damnation on his soul, like what she did to Hawthorne.
Oh, you're just damning his soul?
It's basically, get fucked.
Yeah, it's basically just like what she said to Hawthorne, which is like, may your soul never know a moment's rest. Along
Azalea
those
looks
lines.
over at you and just says,
Yeah.
It won't.
Yeah, I don't understand vampire. So just looks between the two of them like.
Oh, she says it in common.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't understand the context.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because he
Friar
doesn't
just
know what
smiles.
Friar said. Yeah, so just.
She stands up and just bows to Basili. She says, I will extract the information from his soul. And then just walks off.
Oh, soul torture. God, I'm so glad kept him alive now. Yes.
And his body, after moments of just sitting upright, just slams into the table and then falls to the ground.
Nice.
I just let him go because I'm like,
Everybody's like, I don't have to hold on to him anymore.
Edward's like, dibs.
No. No,
I mean-
he just kind of like, oh.
I ain't even claiming that corpse.
Because I imagine, like, as he hit, like, he starts bleeding on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Slowly, because there's no pulse.
Is there any other information you wish to share with me?
Well, there was the extra negotiations that we wanted to do, like talking about the future of the city, possible avenues, I guess, of ways things can go in the future.
Alright.
Basically, like technically I do have more information. We'll just ask conditions.
A relocation of the guild out of character statement.
Alright.
Yeah, no, it's on the
let's
list.
Move on to our next topic then. Which is...
The people.
Okay, the people. What about the people?
I used to be one of the people.
We're talking about the people of the church, right?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
They're not bad people.
Not all of them.
No.
I'm assuming all the bad ones are dead.
The ones that we caught, anyways. But those people deserve to have a life again. They had everything taken from them under a ruse.
Clearly.
And I assume you don't want to have a large amount of your population just homeless in the streets.
I would prefer not to.
And so there is a vast amount of wealth that the church obviously controlled. A portion of that belongs to those people. And it should be
Seems like-
redistributed to them.
Seems like most of it belonged to the people in one way or another.
you're probably right, since a lot of it eventually came from the businesses that they took.
Well, the business money we can't return, as we don't have any way of knowing exactly what to put where. But
No, completely understandable.
the records we can certainly comb through and reassign coinage based on percentage given, equaling everything that was given back to the church, or given to the church initially, can be given back to those it was stolen from. And it looks like there's probably going to be some extra as well.
Which, obviously, the city of Brand has suffered as well. So I'm sure you'll have no issue taking that extra.
I see no issue in it.
Neither do I.
It can go into the deconstruction of the church.
That would be, I think, for the benefit of all.
Then we can use the materials minus the
religious iconography.
yes, and the more elegant pieces of construction that were used to put something else there.
Funny you should say that.
I have a feeling you're going to have a suggestion for what to put there.
I do. What is the name of the guild again?
Clan
Saludo.
Saludo.
Clan Saludo, thank you. Because we call it the guild, but then I was like, I know it's not actually called the guild something something. It's just called the guild.
Yeah, it has a name, but we just never actually fucking use it.
Yeah. At the behest of the church in the past, there is a group that was segregated from the city of Brand. You've probably heard of them. Clan Saludo?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. They are a group that don't deserve to be in the position that they are in. It was definitely the church just not wanting meddlers in their business.
I see.
But
So
it
you're
would do well for the
proposing-
city.
You're proposing the ban on them entering the city to be lifted, and a guild hall to be placed in place of where the church was.
Unless you have some issue with that we are not aware of.
I see no issue with it. Consider it done. We will use the scavenge construction materials from the church to build a guild hall.
Very kind of you, Your Majesty. Thank you.
What is your tie-in with this guild?
Most of us are members.
Just members? None of you hold any merit in the guild?
Not
Not really.
No, just
We're up-and-comers.
We're literally the freshest recruits you could possibly imagine.
Strange. Your politics amuse me.
I'll take it.
Well, because we're so fresh, we have the most to prove.
Fair.
And
I'm half
We're-
expecting you all to tell me you're on a secret mission from Serenia next.
Is this your Blues
Secret?
Brothers reference, Josh?
What?
Is this your we're on a mission from God fucking joke?
that was a reach, Nestor.
Yeah.
I don't think we're on a secret mission.
You're also
mean-
not on a mission from Serenia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we never got any mission from Serenia.
He's just making a joke, saying that you guys have basically like come with all this extra stuff.
Oh,
Eh.
no, we're on no
No.
such mission.
We just fancy fuckers.
Clearly.
Oh, I wasn't say that. I was-
Yeah,
That was-
fancy. Fancy fits like
That'd be so
fancy
funny.
fits like maybe one of us.
No, that was just Christian bullshit.
Oh, fair. Is there anything else we would like to discuss?
Turn to
look,
right.
look to the others.
There is one thing, and I guess in this spirit of give and take, have
boy.
you? This is. I'm not asking for anything if that's what you're worried about.
Oh, you're giving.
In a way,
Even better. Continue.
I like this guy's sense of humor.
I like this king. I was worried at the beginning. I'm not gonna lie, with the guards going, "Hey." That really didn't set some good foundation, but
He's a very well-liked king.
yeah, no, it's good. It definitely it went upwards. I thought he was just gonna be like totally mismanaging this place like to hell and back. So
Pleasantly surprised.
yeah. I'm sure your court wizard has probably spoken of us, but in the city of Raverin to the north, there is an order.
Sure.
Run by a man named Corbin, who I'm sure you've heard of.
The name rings a bell.
There is some information that we possess about the church that will remain with the order. Unless it needs to see the light of day. I offer you this respectfully because, as everyone well knows, things can change with a snap of someone's fingers. However, should you ever need the help of the Order, are always listening.
Well, that's reassuring.
We've been around for a long time, Your Majesty, and will continue to be.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Noted. So you offer the Order's assistance if I ever need it.
Final decision will always land with Corbin, but yes. If it falls within what we do, how we act, and the rules we follow, I'm sure we can help each other.
Sounds like a fair term.
Gives him a nod. I think that covers everything.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Is there anything else you require?
Not yet. But in the spirit of give and take. Seeing as you have all brought me some valuable information and assisted in taking down the very corrupt and quite frankly very unpleasant Church of the Martyr. My understanding is that there is a vault beneath that church.
There is.
There are items of value within there.
I can only imagine.
Should we ever figure out how to open the vault, you were all invited to take something from it.
By the vault, does he just mean the 5 keys, like the door that we went through, or there's like another thing?
Well, he only knows of the 5. He only knows that there's a vault. You guys are the only ones that are aware of what's behind the door.
Which is just a pile of money.
And other things, yeah.
I mean,
Which
yeah,
you guys got into that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't take anything. The Esther
Well,
took
yeah.
the statue, and that's it. But yeah.
Yeah, but
Where I was gonna reach into her bag and pull out 5 keys.
What are these for?
You've just figured out how to open the vault.
Should I expect the coffers to be looted already?
No,
I hope not.
only one thing was taken. That is all.
Okay.
And she'll
Well.
put them down on the table.
In that case, I say we, when I send the group to start dismantling, I would expect, I would anticipate the lot of you to be there to claim your prize.
Do you have a timeline for this dismantling?
Starting tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sure. We can be there for that.
We'll be in town for a couple days.
In order to avoid the issues of today, is there a specific time you would like us to arrive?
The dismantling begins at sunrise.
Then we will be there.
You can show up whenever.
Internally, actually, you're celebrating. Externally, stone cold.
Thank you for your generosity.
I have to ask, what was taken from the vault?
That is not something I am at liberty to share. Apologies, Your Majesty.
God.
Would anybody else care to share?
Edward looks just as confused as he does.
I literally don't remember.
I was
Also,
gonna say, Esther took that shit quick. I don't even know what it technically was.
Yeah, and Edward wasn't there. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever technically knew officially.
it was an offhanded, like, all I remember is that it was a statue of some kind.
I'm also just gonna
But
keep
Edward
being...
wasn't there.
I'm just gonna keep being stone-faced half-orc.
Rob is just very. Oh.
Fair. Well, that's all I have for you. In exchange for your information. I will also give you one more thing. Passage. Within the city. Allows you to go to anywhere. Speak to anyone.
It's very confused.
Never not useful.
The only areas that it does not get you into
The
are the
Underdark?
forbidden areas beneath the city.
What a surprise.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Not that we want to go there anyways.
Correct.
Wait, does that mean we can just come to the castle whenever we want to?
It does.
Oh god, K2's gonna abuse this real quick.
K2, what have we told you about flirting with the court wizards?
Your Majesty.
Oh god, he is not interested in that face sucker.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the soul sucking definitely flipped the switch on that one.
What do you mean? Depending on your perspective, that could be a benefit.
Yeah, I was
As
gonna
soon
say.
as she arrived through like a magical shroud, he was like, I ain't fucking with that.
He was like, that is way above my pay grade.
K2 likes the large women that can break his spine with brute force, not sucking his soul out with magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not break his soul with magic.
Listen, he has learned his lesson with female mages.
He was like, I'm not punching above my weight class on that one, thank you very much.
Stick to the non-spellcasters.
Haha.
Haha!
Oh,
What the fuck was that, Josh?
Who knows?
Josh.
Fair. No.
That's all it is.
Josh-
Just
Josh doesn't know what the fuck he just did.
Mm-hmm.
does he ever? I love
Correct.
you, baby, but
No.
This-
wow.
am I wrong?
Wow. I full on knew what I was doing there. Excuse me.
No, the fuck you didn't.
The
Don't lie.
passage that he gave us, did he like give us something to use, or he just like
Yeah, he
gave
gave
us
you a
his
seal.
I thought it was like a verbal blessing. I was like, wow, that's not gonna work very many places. Hey, we're totally allowed in here, I promise. Who
Yep,
said so?
he-
The king?
Oh,
gave you
sweet.
6
Another animal
copies
companion.
of his seal.
God damn it, Mike. Art.
Corbin's not here, I have to do it.
Oh god.
Yes, he gave you 6 copies of his seal. His rite of passage.
My god, how do we feed all these things?
Can I ask him for a 7th?
But there are only 6 of you.
All right, Reeling.
We have another companion. He's just not with us at this moment.
That seems like a
Tending-
very important thing to skip out on.
He's tending to
Apologies.
transportation.
What kind of transportation needs to be tended to?
The
An
kind
elephant.
that is very large.
We have stablians for that.
He's more comfortable with animals than he is with...
Yeah. He's not a people person.
So it sounds like he doesn't need a rite of passage.
I suppose really for Reelan, as long as he's allowed to Guild Hall and back, I think that's all he'd really care about.
Fair.
That's
In
true.
extending my generosity, I will give you a 7th seal. But in the
Thank you.
future,
You would prefer us all to be
important
present.
that anybody that should know of information spoken in meetings be present
Accounted
for
for.
those meetings.
That is
That
why
way, in case something gets out, I know who to track down.
Edward just kind
I
of
mean-
points at him, just like...
I should be more clear. I don't generally leave the castle. I would know who to send Azalea after.
Terrifying. I don't want to think about that.
Agreed.
Think about what?
Soul sucking murder.
After the negotiations, K2's just head empty, no thought.
Yep, putting that in the vault. Click.
We will.
You
K2
can't
learned
hurt me, bad thoughts.
Yeah, K2 learned 2 things. Good at bullshit, obviously, and scary lady. Scary.
We will be sure to keep that in mind, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad we're clear on that.
If that is everything, we will leave you to the rest of your day.
Thank you. Of course, you may stay or go as your passage so pleases. I don't really care. He just like gets up and goes back to sit on the throne.
Oh, one last thing. I know it was a long time ago. It's not a bad thing. Calm down, everyone.
No, it's just funny.
Yeah, it's funny. The king just like, alright, we're done. And then just, oh, wait.
I was gonna say it, but he just started walking away.
He's like, I'm not getting out of this throat again.
I know it was a long time ago, but my condolences for your father.
Could have. Out of
Just like-
could have put that in at any other point.
This could have been an email.
Yeah.
He just like gives you a slight nod.
As we all walk past the corpse of good old Wallace.
Yep.
I take it y'all will dispose of him.
In one manner or another.
Yeah, it's definitely the king's gonna go and fucking drag this man's body out of here.
As you guys begin exiting, a couple of guards walk in, grab the corpse, and just drag it out the hall.
Mood.
Edward, I assume you didn't want that.
Yes, because me putting a corpse in a bag in front of royalty is going to look so good.
Just like this conversation, let's keep moving.
But also no.
I don't blame you. I don't think I would have let you take it anyways. I guess we'll go find Reelan and give him his dope-ass seal.
Alright, see
You
you.
should be happy. He likes animals.
Goddamn, Mike.
You exit down the cliffside of Brand.
And I assume I would
all
have.
the way
I
down
saw
to the
him
bottom.
walking in the direction of the guild hall. I think or the guild
I
shack.
mean, it's the only thing outside of the city gates.
Yeah. Okay. So just making sure. And I guess that's where we go.
Alright,
Ah.
yeah. Takes you like 45 minutes to leave the city. But you do get to the guild shack.
Oh, I give Reelan's seal to Edward.
Okay. Is
Okay.
Reelan still at the guild shack?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I'll walk in.
Just. Well, unfortunately, we have one last order of business before we can leave. Unfortunately, that's tomorrow. So we're going to stay another night.
Well, what's one more night?
We met with the king, and he gave us seals to indicate passage through the city. We have one for you, but I understand if you don't want it.
I will take it. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Nah, just pass it off to him. We managed to negotiate a guild hall for the clan, replacing the church.
This is good news. I will write to Grauk immediately to let him know of this.
Tomorrow we will be attending the beginning of the deconstruction of the church, as the king has offered us our choice of treasures from the vault. I'm not going to ask you to show up if you don't want to, but I'd like for you to be there. Even if we were used for the goals that others had for us, in some ways we still contributed, and therefore I think you should still obtain a reward if you want it. Again, if you don't, I understand.
You are one of the few people here that I trust, Edward. If you would like me to be there, then I will be there.
Thank you. It means a lot that you trust me. Especially with everything else that we've kind of gone through with everyone else. I only hope that in the future people will be more honest with us both. But only time will tell.
Yes. Yes, hope is about all I can do at this point.
Sometimes hope is all we have. Sometimes it has to be enough. Alright. We'll be heading back to the tavern. The deconstruction starts at sunrise, so
I shall meet you there then.
alright. Take care, Rhythm.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay. Just come out. Rhythm will meet us at the church at sunrise.
I think I might stay with Reelan tonight with the animals and such.
Okay.
Alright.
We'll see you guys in the morning.
I guess we'll meet up at the church then.
Robert just kind of like backs up to the I almost said hall, but
Shack.
shack. And she just kind of pokes her head and just goes, "Hey, Reelan."
Yes.
Is it cool if I stay with you and the I wanted to say peeps. It's not right. Jesus Christ.
What?
The animals tonight.
I don't see why not. That should be perfectly fine.
Cool. I just want to make sure you're okay with company.
Yes. Absolutely fine.
Listen, man, she got anger issues. She ain't dumb, though. She's kind of like smiles and gives him a thumbs up and is just like, I'll see you there because this is a shack. And she just kind of walks off.
Hey!
Listen, she is small, but that bitch barely fits her.
Teeny tiny little ship.
Yeah, I'm just picturing the guy who was operating it just, hey! Oh, I think it's a lady.
I'm pretty sure it's a lady.
But even then,
No.
just
I
hey,
have to sleep at the hostel tonight.
we don't. We can sleep wherever we want.
I can have a bath with fresh water.
We can sleep at the castle.
Technically could.
I like how that's K2's thought. Just, I can sleep in the king's bed.
I don't think you would like that.
That
Nah.
seems a bit much.
But it would be a great story.
Why do you tempt him?
Why
Because
are you in,
it's funny.
Why are you in my bed? You said anywhere.
He's like,
Hello.
all right, got me there.
Alright, now get out, please. Okay.
Before I send Azalea.
yeah.
Like,
yeah. Don't make
I
me
was
call
like,
for
aha, that's funny. We wake up the next morning to see K2's head on a pike outside the castle.
No. I'm just picturing don't make me get Azalea. Yes, sir.
jumps out the window.
yeah. K2's just like, you got it. Whee!
Just like a cannonball out a window.
yeah.
Like a cartoon and just boop, plummets with like little.
Yeah, just the half-second hang time before.
Yeah, and he like waves goodbye as he hangs. Yeah.
It's just the goofy scream.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we still have a lot of day to kill. Anybody have anything they want to do while we're here?
Whales.
Pub crawl?
Pub crawl.
Pub crawl?
Pub crawl?
I know Rava
Alright.
wanted to go see the water.
You know what? Yeah. I forgot what time it was. My brain's thinking it's late like it is in real life instead
No,
of
It's
like,
pretty early.
early
it's
as
like
fuck.
it's like
Like
late
10
late
a.m.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got lots
Um,
of time.
So after she's like, all right, cool, I'll meet you there later. She's just gonna go. How far away is the beach? The beach. Jesus Christ.
The dock.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be beaches.
It's not terribly far. I mean, you can go out basically over the top of the mountain and down the other side to this spot over here where the port is.
Oh yeah, because we're at the northern part, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Or you can go around the city technically.
I mean, either way, it's gonna end up at Wata.
Mhm.
Cool. I'm gonna go to the Wata. I love you. Have a good night.
All right. Well, as you guys make plans for your day, that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Yay!
Pub crawl!
Pub crawl. First, we're going to the water, and then we can go pub crawling.
Beach episode.
Beach episode number 2.
All right, that sounds good. So we will end the session here for tonight. So thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Uh,